can hear everyone. Can I get a hello from... Oh, or a cough? Cough also works.
Sorry.
Because we are live, and we're back with another episode. Hello to Fireworks in the chat there. When last we left our heroes, they had just finished a mission off the coast of the Moonshae Isles, off the Sword Coast. They had brought to an end some sort of haunting, harrowing of dark mists and undead, ghost ships and pirate booty galore. They had also not emptied, but certainly pilfered the vault of the Dread Reaver pirate gangplank. Snuck out from under his charge two prisoners, one a spy who had been tasked with finding out if Gangplank had survived an assassination attempt and how. A second one who was a resident of the New World, the Western Ocean tribes. Little is known about them. But as you get closer and closer to the Sword Coast and closer to Waterdeep itself, the rest of you look around the ship and realize that one of those passengers is no longer aboard. Is there anything else you wanted to mention that you remember from last week that I'm failing to recount?
Sorn was mighty stealthy. It's real stealthy.
Okay, just in general, just
no with his stealing from.
Yes. So they were able to get out without being seen and gunned down immediately. So it is potentially only inevitable until the Dread Reaver pirate discovers the missing treasure, and we shall see how long it takes him, if ever, to discern who has taken it.
Yeah, no, we'll be alright.
I can't hear Dan. Can anyone hear Dan?
Yeah, I can't hear Dan either.
We lost him.
Yeah, he's gone. He just keeps hitting that mute button. Can we just... Can't hear.
I think he knows.
Oh, okay.
He looks disappointed in himself, so I'd say he knows.
Disappointed in us for not being able to hear through the internet.
Yeah, just disappointed in everything.
It is a dad face.
It is. Yeah. Not mad, just disappointed.
Here we go. Is
That's
that better?
the worst. Oh, yep, got him.
Cool. Yeah, that was me. I opened up NVIDIA Broadcast and it's decided to shit itself. So where are we up to? You without a way into Skullport directly, as if you remember, it is opened and shut by portals as it is underground, somewhere in the Underdark, below the city of Waterdeep. You are left with no choice but to get into the regular city of Waterdeep and pull into a port there, which you do so easily. And that's where we sort of find ourselves at the beginning of today's adventure. Unless there's any moments you wanted to have with each other on the sort of final, because I think it was a good 10 days journey to get out to the Moonshae Isles and back. So you certainly have time to root around on the ship, speak with each other, etc.
I think Karu would probably many times challenge Yama to sparring.
Yama would be so keen. I think he would really take on a tutor kind of role. I don't know. If you were asking him questions, he'd be so up for that.
Yeah, Karu is just how do you I feel like you just get extra energy halfway through, you're being down, and he's just asking you all these questions because he's yeah, he is super impressed with everybody, but Yama obviously being a person with a sword, he's just I'm gonna learn from you.
Yeah, so I think Yama is really kind of taking Karu under his wing, and he's teaching him the importance of patience and being still. And I'm sure Karu was just kind of like, just teach me how to swing the sword.
I feel like every now and again you try to get Karu to meditate, and like you've got your eyes closed, we've got tea brewing, and you're like, just center yourself, and you just hear like the tentacles just kind of like thwacking on the ground like a cat's tail. Because Karu's just like trying really hard not to move, but he's just so fidgety.
Yeah, so we just kind of, I guess, end up doing more like cutters and movements. So you're constantly moving. Yep. Yama's cool with that.
Awesome.
Sorn, what are you up to during while these surface dwellers, underwater dweller and surface dweller, performed their sword movements on the deck of the ship?
Would you say it was surface water though, so they would be surface dwellers?
True. Yeah. I don't know how deep Karu goes.
I am the deepest dweller here. Sorn would more than likely just be spending his time just flipping through his books, making sure that our ship is ship shape, sailing safely. And yeah, not all that much. He's not getting much.
Just catching up on his reading.
He's still studying his book of spells with his newfound ability.
Yeah, and I think perhaps part of the reason why you've sort of developed this ability over the last couple of days is because you've been staring, going cross-eyed at this book, right? You're reading it, rereading it, like, oh, how could I have missed that? You're creating ciphers and, trying to decode parts of it, trying to unwind the mad mind that put this together, this book. And you realize it was actually just made possibly by an imbecile. But, a creative imbecile.
He's trying to figure out if there's any way that he can repair this terrible writing, make it worthwhile to use any of these spells or fix any of the formulas that are currently.
Give me an Arcana check.
Ooh, Arcana check. Let's see.
I think while you're doing all this, Yama kind of wanders over as well.
It was so close to an 30-20.
Yama's just like bringing you like sustenance and brain tea with caffeine in it, and he's just kind of helping you along and sits with you quietly.
Not welcome the company.
With a 10, you definitely cannot. You can now see the how this person has tapped into the weave and they've created spells, but you remember that your knowledge of magic is definitely not in the written word. For you, magic is kind of innate. It's like jazz. It's just you either have soul or you don't.
It's either jazz or really, really confusing stuff that comes to me in my dreams.
That's right. And this person is tried to write about. It's like they're trying to describe, they're just trying to describe the color blue. Like how do you do that, right? And the words they've used or like the motions they use, you're like, oh, okay, I get it, but like you don't understand how they arrived at this scenario. It evokes the feeling of blue, but it doesn't. The method is kind of lost on you somewhat.
All right. Well, he's gonna keep at it a little bit and try and learn and compare with books. He's also keeping his the first mate's first. He's keeping that very close to his chest and making sure that Pauly does not realize that.
Does Sorn have a private bookshelf, or is it like he stores his books in a chest? Like, what's going on there? Because you have a number of books now. I think the jacket is like full.
Yeah, it's full. So like all the books that he doesn't really use, or like he's got a couple of like old spell terms that he just doesn't understand yet that he will read eventually, but he's trying to figure out this big grandiose book that he's bought. But anything important to him, so his book of spells, his his codex that is using now as a warlock. And first mates first are all tucked neatly within the jacket pockets, just nice and safe and locked away. And everything else at the moment is just sort of piled neatly by his bedside with a candle. It's not lit because he doesn't want to burn his books.
Yeah.
He's been trying to find a way to light that candle magically where it doesn't actually create any heat.
Just mind powers just staring at it constantly.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
He just wants a really dull blue flame. Yeah, because he doesn't actually need it. It's purely there for aesthetics because he can see in the dark perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Cool.
Welcome.
Hello. We have Timmy.
I apologize for being late.
That's all right, buddy.
With enough ale,
How dare
maybe they
you.
can be immured against the horrors below.
Welcome you in all your capacities.
Bloody, sorry, here continue.
So, Yama, as you're training with Karu, are you using do you have a practice sword? Is it do you do your katas without any weapon whatsoever? It's sort of all mental, or are you using it with which sword are you using? Because you do have a new sword.
Yeah, I would definitely say that because he's trying to attune that new weapon, and it is a bit different from what he's used to. It's a long sword versus his katana, so I'm sure it's straighter and longer than he's used to. So I would say that he's using that in his katas, but when he's kind of play fighting with Karu, he does have a wooden katana, like a kendo sword, basically.
Cool. Can you give me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Wisdom, yes, sir. Oh, not great. 8.
Yeah, as you practice your katas on your own, or you're showing Karu, you start to notice that the blade that you're practicing with, that you're attuning to, you feel your movements less crisp and more kind of aggressive.
Okay.
And when you're using the wooden kendo sword with Karu training, you feel less weirdly less dexterous with it. It's almost like the lack, maybe it's the lack of weight or the lack of an actual edge. You feel like you're not on top of your game completely with this wooden kendo sword for some reason, and it just feels better with the new sword that you have, the sword of Commander Ledros.
Awesome. So I know I mentioned it last week that he's put all this anger and aggression behind him. So I'm sure he's spending a lot of time meditating and thinking on his past wrongdoings. And he's got the sword on the lap while he's thinking about all that stuff. So he's trying to channel it.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. We were just discussing, Timmy, the different things that the crew is doing on their sort of final days before they reach Waterdeep.
I'll probably just continue to look after the crew, make sure everything's running. While at sea, I feel like it's important for me just to focus on that.
Okay. Yeah, good. Sorn's been spending most of his time in his room, but Yama's been bringing in little biscuit trays, cups of tea, small sandwiches with the crust cut off.
Can we just hear screaming and then some really heavy blast beats coming out? And he's just screaming don't come into my room.
No, he's reading a book.
Don't come in, I'm reading a book.
Exactly that. Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Pauly's just gonna get fucking obliterated.
The book's too dangerous. It'd be unsafe to open the door. Don't open the door. Yeah.
We support you, Sorn, and all the choices you make. Okay, don't worry, it's fine.
No matter how emo.
Good choices.
Yeah, correct. No matter how much edgelord you can put in.
He's pretty edgy.
Sorry, I meant warlock.
Exactly.
Very good. Cool. All right, so you pull into a berth in Waterdeep and are able to negotiate with the wharf master, one of the wharf hands, to get a berth there. and find yourself in Waterdeep, the city of splendor, the city of light. Where to, Gumshoes?
Well, it looks much better than when we last saw it.
You...
Oh no, is this Waterdeep? You
This
said,
is
right?
Waterdeep,
Yeah,
yes.
my bad.
We're downstairs.
You don't
No,
have a way
no,
of getting into Skullport.
That's very true. So we need to figure out a way to get into Skullport.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Because I'm guessing, I guess we probably need to figure out. Actually, let's talk to Miss Fortune's crew member, and see if they know a way to get to Skullport.
Yeah.
Hey, it's the other group.
Before we do that, I was just gonna say, Karu, this city is probably larger than any you've seen before in term, on this East Coast. There's buildings as far as the eye can see going deep into the horizon and beyond. There's a big mountain with a castle sitting on it. The islands and dock areas you're kind of used to, but this seems to be very built up. This is a lot of people living on top of each other. Unlike, I think, where you typically come from, it's a lot of single, maybe double-story dwellings at most. Here it is like multi-storied slums. This is 1900s London. Everyone's living in each other's pockets, whereas where you're from is maybe a little bit more island adventure.
Socialist.
I reckon Karu is like kind of like, country kid in a big city just going, whoa, look at how tall that building is. And you kind of lose him every now and again, like if we're wandering through the street, because he's just clambering up the side of buildings and attempting to just parkour his way around.
And absolutely try and describe all of these things, not knowing half of them, but just giving some kind of explanation as to what they are.
So
You're
the seagull in the Little Mermaid to me. You're just like, this is a flim flam. This is a thing.
I'm like, exactly it. I'm pretending that I know everything in this city, and I do not.
Yeah, I'm combing
I've been here once.
Yeah, I'm combing my hair with a fork because you told me to.
Yep.
Like, it's just...
Yeah, it's all the fashion. Like, that's the latest fashion in the city.
Yeah. Karu.
And I'm not messing with you. I'm just trying to be cool,
No. Karu's just like, yeah, totally. Wow. Okay, cool. What's that? And then he's just jumping. He's totally being a pest to all the people involved because he's just jumping on top of shit.
That's my only style, is to be an absolute pest.
Amazing.
Sorry, I'm just reloading my page. Cool. So you had a couple of things on your mind. You think with the right discussions, the right backdoor areas, the crewmate from the Siren, which is the ship of Sarah Fortune, is he says, there's a special bar that you can go to, and if you know the password, you can get in. And
what's the password?
Well, now I need to come up with a password.
He says in character.
Well, I'm gonna obviously look directly at chat and just say, it's the 8th of Groon, so the password is fireworks.
You have to sing the whole song by Katy Perry?
Fireworks.
It works.
Fireworks. Yeah.
Make him go.
Exactly. You got to sing the first couple of verses of fireworks.
And then mumble the rest.
That's right, and then mumble the rest. It's like the national anthem. Everyone knows like the first verse, and then everyone mumbles the second one. Like if people know the second verse of your national anthem, they're probably foreigners.
Yeah, most likely.
Well, on the upside, I am a foreigner, so I better learn the entire password song.
Yeah.
Not happening.
So you see all sorts of splendors as you're walking through the streets. One in particular is a giant statue with like a house with houses built on it, and it's like catching a sphere.
That's awesome.
What do you tell Karu that is, Timmy?
It's like a thing. So this is what we call bacteria. So essentially, the grossest people in the area all just like sit around there. So this is the fungus, and then from the fungus, they kind of just grow up, and it's like a really bad tinea. If you know what tinea is.
So that's a person? You tell me that's a giant?
This is human scum and villainy, essentially. Yeah. They're all bad people.
Do you think they'll mind if I get to the top of that orb that they've got? Because I gotta climb that.
Look, there's only one way to find out, and I'm gonna try and like pick up Karu and then try fly them up, like fly both of us up there with obviously great effort, but I'm gonna try.
Okay. So you leave your other compatriots on the city level as you split the party and start flying towards the statue that everyone else knows as the God Catcher, but Pauly has described as fungus or whatever. As you get
I was explaining the tenements. Yeah, I could explain what they're...
As you get
so this is like a big bug zapper, right? But only cool people can enter.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, as you get closer, you notice that there are houses all up the arm, and its left hand and right foot press against the ground as if trying to pull itself out. The right arm is raised skyward, and above its open palm floats a sphere of stone. Its gaze looks up towards the sphere, and the pattern of bird droppings around its eyes gives it the appearance of weeping.
Like weeping. Ooh, okay.
I feel like this is something that Pauly should know if he's giving the descriptions of the town.
Well, he knows. I mean, if anyone knows bird poop, it's Pauly.
That's true. And everything important gets shit on by a bird.
Ah, right. That makes sense.
You know what? Maybe would I actually know what this is?
Sure. I don't know. Give me a I think like what would be an equivalent check at history check.
Yeah, sure. I'm going to have to roll on my thing and then just tell you, but I'm guessing you can see that anyway, can't you? Yeah.
Do what you gotta do. I just trust you.
Natty 1, baby.
What do you think it is, Pauly?
Fuck all! I think it's a place where I should shit.
Yeah.
Definitely sounds right.
You take Karu up the top.
I'm going to tell her that it brings good luck to poo on this.
On the statue's eyes, you just let one rip, and as you do, like parts of the statue open up, and like there's like little shutter windows and stuff that open up, and people are like, "Hey, get off my roof, you piece of shit!" And there's just like you notice like all these doors opening up. There's people living inside this thing.
I am screaming back, "Hey yo, I'm shitting here." If we're going full New York in this place, so am I.
Hey yo,
I'm shitting here.
Very good.
Well, while this is all happening, I'm gonna just say to Yama, shall we go to the Yawning Portal for an ale? This might take a while.
Yes, I would like a place to grab some hot water for my team. Let's
really
go.
Hoping that all you can hear is just me like you can't actually hear the obscenities I'm screaming at these people, but you know I'm screaming obscenities.
Yes, we can just hear this muttering.
Yeah, you can just see the fighting happening at a high distance, and Karu is just in Pauly's like talons, just going what?
I feel like I would have placed you so that way I wouldn't have shat on you.
All right, well then I would have clambered up to the top of that ball if I could. Like while you were doing that, I would have used my tentacles as like suctions, like up the wall.
And as you do that, you know, we're in the low budget version of the Hollywood version of this as a TV series, it's all Dutch angles. So it's like old school Batman and Robin, but now it's Squidman and Parrot Boy, just like walking sideways up this building.
Yeah. Totally believable.
With people popping out of the walls going like, hey, what the hell?
and every time they pop out, they just get smacked with a tentacle. Just like out of nowhere.
They're
like, whoa!
Yeah, brilliant. Love it. Sorn and Yama make their way to the Yawning Portal. where, as we remember, there is a large host of colourful characters. I've put obviously Karu and Pauly in here as well because I'm lazy.
We join them eventually.
Right, we'll join them once we've done shitting on this statue. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Once you've emptied
shitting
the
and
valves,
slapping.
you've got to go fill them up again.
Mm-hmm.
It's just good luck for the voyage.
Yeah, no, I believe you. That sounds totally valid. That's why all these other people have shit here, right? Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Okay.
Yes.
This is where I want to know, but I also don't want to know. Like, obviously, Pauly, bird shit, it's fine. We all understand that. But, like, Karu's like a half man, half octopus fish monster. Is it just ink? Like, what's going on?
I don't think he actually. No, I don't think he does it. I think he goes like, "Oh, Pauly's a captain. Like that's a captain's thing."
Yeah.
And he's like, "I'm just going to keep these people from opening their windows and distracting him while he does this important luck ceremony." So he is just like braced on the side, just like thwacking people as they open their windows.
Yes.
Yeah, in like a semi-protected.
But I mean, think about it though too. Like, if you're squirting out black ink, you could give a statue some sick eyeliner. Okay, like Sorn would find the statue hot afterwards.
Sorn's only really into pirate chicks at the moment.
Yeah,
You gotta
He's
remember.
got one pirate chick on the mind.
Yeah,
That's
just that
yeah.
one. He really likes that Sandra lady. She's real pretty.
real pretty. Brilliant. Okay, good. So you give it some sick Johnny Depp eyeliner. Or don't, but we
sure.
tastefully don't. And then, Sorn, you enter the Yawning Portal, still going strong as ever. Durnan behind the bar. You are approached after you're here for a little while. Perhaps you're able to get a, you get yourself a drink or something. A figure approaches you with sort of a half-orc woman and says, "Are you Sorn?"
Oh, that depends. Who's asking?
I'm asking.
And who might you be?
The name's Yagra, and you have business with my boss.
Who's your boss?
Just come with me, mate. Don't make it difficult.
Yama will hear in his head, just follow at a distance. Something's going down.
All right.
I really hope this is the late book you never returned.
Oh no, I've got that book. That book's ready to be returned. It was never late. It's still not late. I borrowed it for an extended period of time.
So Yagra leads you over to a booth, and sitting in it is everyone's favorite blonde sun elf, Davil Starsong. And he says,
Davil.
"You disappeared. Where'd you go?"
I had some shit to do. I'm back.
Wow. That drow nonsense, it's been handled. I've got another job for you though. Sit down.
What is this job? Do I have to sit? Can I stand? I feel like I've been sitting a lot lately. I'd like to stand.
Sure. As you stand there, he sort of relaxes. He's leaning back in the booth, drinking a glass of wine. Yagra is looking over and kind of appraising Yama, checking out his weapons, his accoutrement. And he says, "Well, it's real easy. There's a shop in the trade ward called Weird Bottles Concoction. The gnome who runs it is a friend of ours. He's made some potions of mind reading for a client. I need you to go pick up the potions, deliver them to the Godcatcher, one of the enormous statues in the castle ward that everyone tries to shit on. You can't miss it.
I believe I know the one.
Give the potions to the lady in the purple cloak, and you can keep the tip. You do that for me, and I'll introduce you to someone who can help with your. You are looking for someone who knows magical stuff.
Is anyone after these potions? Is there going to be any trouble? Anyone going to give me some trouble? I need to know.
No trouble. I mean, our client is after the potions, and you'll be delivering them to her. Yeah.
Can I insight check this, please? I just want to see if he's on the level.
Sure.
I'm gonna do the same.
That is an 8.
Oh, I got a 9, so
He's on the level. All right, no worries, bud.
Yama just looks over at you, and he's kind of standing behind you a bit, and he just nods.
Yeah, I mean, this seems like a really easy task. What a lovely guy. What a nice guy. He just, take one thing from a place to another. It's in the city. You don't even really have to go anywhere.
All right, I outstretch my hand, shake my hand, good sir. You got a deal.
Excellent. All right. So repeat back to me where you got to go, so I know you got it.
Got to go to Weird Bottles Concoctions in the trade ward. And I got to get these the potions, the mind reading potions. Yep. And I got to give them to a lady in a purple cloak. What's her name? Where is she? Because I don't think there's a lot of people with purple cloaks.
Well, you go to the base of the Godcatcher, and you'll see her. You'll see her. I mean, we don't really deal in names very often. Yeah. So.
All right.
Yeah, you just hang around. She might even already be there. So I would hurry if I were you.
What is this? Is this tip? Is this the tip of a spear, or is it tip in gold? Like, we're getting precious gems.
Well, I don't know. It depends how long you take. If you do a bad service, you probably won't get much of a tip.
All right. Well, I'm gonna say to Yama, hey, let's get on out of here.
Should we try and find our friends along the way?
I'm sure we'll pass them along the way. The Godcatcher's sort of near the trade ward, is it not?
Well,
we don't know.
You're going to the base of the Godcatcher.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we have to go to the trade ward first.
Yeah. Excellent question. I should probably look at the map. It probably doesn't really matter. Sure.
Putting you on the spot.
Yeah. I mean, I had a map right here moments ago. Trade ward. The Godcatcher's up sort of the north end of town. So I mean, Pauly and Karu went for quite the journey. The trade ward is very close by though, so it's kind of on the way.
All right. We'll keep an eye out for our comrades, and we'll get them on the way. We'll go get these potions, and we'll grab them on the way back to the Godcatcher.
Well, you can contact them at any time, right, Sorn?
Only if they are close enough.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yama hears in his head, this mental shit that I do, it's very limited. I still have to see them.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of just like having a walkie-talkie, but you have to look at. I don't know what a walkie-talkie is. It's this thing that I heard about this one time in the Underdark. Like a sending stone. But anyway, let's go.
Sounds good.
All right. So you make
how's the view from the top of this thing too, by the way?
It's probably brilliant. So Karu, I don't know if you there's certainly large mountains and volcanoes where you come from, but typically they're still somewhat covered by forestry and whatnot. This is almost certainly a Aladdin-esque kind of moment where the princess and the street rat look out over the city, and it's I can see the palace from here, kind of thing. It's just a sea of houses and people. I mean, from your vantage point where you are now, probably can't even see the people, but you can definitely see the houses, the smoke from many, many, many chimneys and industry rising up. the area of the city you're in is kind of a bit nicer than closer to the docks, but you can see like ships off in the distance. You can see off to the horizon. You can kind of even just make out the perhaps the islands of the Moonshae Isles where you were over the horizon.
Yeah, I think Karu is just like so weird to see so much land and so many people.
Yeah, especially from this height. Like if you look east, the land keeps going forever.
Yeah, that's wild to him. Like he probably sits for a bit and he's trying to be like, well, home's that way, or that way, or that way. Like he's just pointing to the horizon and he just kind of goes, actually, I have no fucking idea. And then he just turns around and he's just like staring at the land.
Yeah,
I'm
just
gonna
never
like
seems to stop.
I'm gonna straight up move faster this shit. You know, like kind of like just like sit there like it's like Simba and Mufasa, you know, like so like, you know, explain the lands. And then just like if there's like some shadowy area behind a mountain, I'll just say that's the Darklands. You must never go there.
No, that sounds great. We should go there.
We should go there. You're absolutely correct. What was I thinking?
Yeah. Yeah. Should we like maybe we kind of just left the other two? What do you think they're doing?
Yeah, Sorn's used to it. He'll find us eventually. He's good at that.
Oh, okay. Maybe we should make a move though.
Okay.
Like this is cool, but like,
do you want the fast way down?
Is that just falling?
I mean, look, I can glide, kind of.
It's like
I'd rather
Banjo Kazooie.
Yeah, essentially.
Yes. I would
style.
I would say that Karu probably does that, but I think he really loves to like do the bit of parkouring stuff. Like that was shit he did when he was a kid.
Oh, totally. Then that's all good. Then I'll just float around you as you go.
Yeah. Just in case I trip, because I'm pretty good at tripping. Yep. And he just like slides down the side of the orb, and then he just kind of like propels himself off like the houses, and he just kind of not gracefully, tumbles and falls with style, I guess. And Pauly maybe occasionally has to like just grab him and like ride him. Yeah.
However you need help, I'm here to help.
Yeah, you just hear a Pauly, and then you go grab him.
Some young teenagers see you and hear you're talking to each other, and years from now, you discover that a new form of exercise and hobby is created called Karu, and it is the act of getting from one place to another in an interesting way possible.
I love it.
Cool.
And as they jump
off
the walls and like climb up roofs and stuff, they yell Pakaru.
Yeah, great. Yeah, because they probably heard Karu saying something similar.
Hard Karu, Pakaru.
Yeah, brilliant. All right. Sorn and Yama, you make your way to the trades ward, and sort of tucked in one of the next to a brewery is a small potions shop called Weird Bottles Concoctions. And as you enter, you know, the little ding of the bell rings above, and a gnome kind of steps out and up onto a step ladder, wiping his sort of glass bottle goggles, and then puts them on his face as he kind of peers up at you, squinting, and says, "Yes, lad, we don't do love potions here."
Not looking for that. I've been sent by Mr. Devil Starsong.
Oh, yes, for the delivery.
Yeah. Yes.
He says, very good, and he goes over and gets like a small silk-lined coffer, like a little wooden box, and he puts in a little like wooden rack, and you see him take some very small potions in glass vials off off a lembic or whatever, some sort of metal device that was holding them, puts them in there and closes the coffer and hands it to you. He says, "Very good, lad. Thank you, and post haste. Good luck. Tell Davil just exactly as ordered, and exactly as the client ordered."
Yep, will do. Why are you saying good luck? Why is everyone saying good luck at this delivery? Is this...
I am also wondering about the luck wishing.
This is a delicate, expensive thing you have in your possession right now. Please don't trip on any cobblestones or, go parkaroing around.
What is that? What is this parkaroing thing that you speak of?
I don't know. My nephew yells it all the time. Word travels weirdly fast in this fantasy realm.
Very nice. Okay. Well, thanks, mate. I guess we'll be off. I guess we'll be off. What is the fastest route to the God Catcher?
Just take the high road. And I'll take.
Should I be expecting any
interference
along the route? Or...
this is Waterdeep, the city of splendor, the city of lights. There's very little crime here. You should be fine as long as you don't announce that you have something valuable in your possession. I really thought Davil would have chosen someone with a brain between his ears, but you know how to walk from one place to another without getting into trouble, I hope. You seem like a respectable gentleman.
Yes. Okay. Well, Sorn will be like, fuck you too, bud, and walk on out of this place.
Yep.
I think Yama is going to hold his hand out. Do you want me to hold them, Sorn? I have a large body that may deter people if you are worried.
Yeah, sure. I'll hand it over to Yama.
Cool.
Don't go far, Yama. This was my job.
Don't worry, I will hang close.
Very good. And I guess we'll start making our way towards the God Catcher whilst keeping a very keen eye out for Pauly and Karu.
Right,
and if they get within range, I'm going to they'll hear me in their head.
All right, give me perception check.
Perception is that's good. 19.
That's an 11. So it's not very perceptive today.
Yeah. All right. Yama, you keep an eye out. Have you been to this city before? This city has all sorts of people, but
I would say that he has not. He's generally kept to smaller towns where he can make a difference.
Yeah. And this is definitely too big a town to raid from
the water.
Yeah, from a hobgoblin kind of warrior point of view.
This would be the second time that Yama has been here, though.
That's true.
True, we have passed through, yeah.
And with your incredible 19, I think you do spot a brooding gentleman that you mistake for Sorn momentarily, and his drow friend companion walking down the street. She looks incredibly a lot more excited to be in the city than he does. He just sort of growls and rolls his eyes a lot at everything she says. But you eventually make your way to up past the Hawkman, up past the Great Drunkard, past the market, and eventually to Herald Lane, where the God Catcher resides.
Right here.
This always puts me onto Loam when you switch
to
Waterdeep. Yeah.
Very close. Don't interact with your past or future selves.
Well, we did just cross them, so
we cross them every time we come through here.
Yeah, it's like
because they're always around. It's fun.
They're off doing their own adventures.
Yeah, well, Sorn will walk to the foot of the Godcatcher and look for a purple cloak.
As you arrive, we'll say that Karu, how do you drop down to the ground?
Clumsily. I would say that Sorn and Yama are like walking up, like keeping. I wonder where those two got to. And as that happens, Karu just crashes through like a makeshift market stall and just kind of stands up and he just kind of pulls the like the thing
Bananas.
that drape.
The fabric.
Yeah. Fucking bananas all the time. And he just kind of pulls them off and then he like looks up and he's like, Pauly, you're supposed to. Yeah, it's fine. Hi.
You got this.
Just another banana. Just.
Oh shit! Hi, Karu. Where the fuck did you just come from?
That. And he just points to the top of the Godcatcher statue.
Someone just looks up. He's like, "Oh shit! Okay, fair enough."
There are a lot of faces looking down at you from various windows and holes.
Sorn's just going to also just start sending out his mind blast at Pauly, like just hoping it reaches him. Just like, Pauly, we need you wherever you are. Like just leaving a message.
And Yama is just going to slide the shopkeeper some gold coins for the damage.
Yeah, he's certainly looking on in like disbelief, like looking up. But like 2 gold is more than enough to to take care of this guy's stuff. As the city is obviously people of all shapes and sizes wandering around. Sorn, give me a perception check again.
Perception. Come on. It's a 16.
That's pretty good. Yeah. So you eventually you see inside. Well, there's a cart, like a coach, and the door is open, and you can just see like a cloak dangling out the opened door of this coach. Obviously, very fancy noble's way to travel around the city, pulled by 4 horses. And you can see that the cloak that's kind of dangling out the open door is.
All right, I will just say to Yama, just follow at a little bit of a distance. I'm just going to investigate this. We don't want to take the goods in straight away, just in case. I might be able to get a little bit more out of them.
I understood.
And Sorn will walk up to the coach. He won't get onto the coach, but he'll sort of lean up against the door and just like knock on the side and be like, I believe I'm here to see you. I believe I'm here to meet you. She
eyes you from deep within the shadows. You can see her see that she's got a cloak, a hooded purple cloak that's kind of pulled down. She's also wearing, it's definitely a woman, but you can see she's also wearing like a domino mask underneath the cloak. Underneath the hood. The darkness of the hood does not fool your very well-trained, well-birthed eyes, I guess. You didn't have to train them. Nepotism again, you were just born that way. And she looks at you up and down and she says, you have the package?
Indeed I do. Do you have the payment?
She reaches into her cloak and pulls out a black velvet pouch that clinks a little bit. She says, the payment was direct to Davil. This is for you for prompt delivery.
And how much is to me?
She reaches into the bag and seems to palm some coins, and she says, less for every question you ask.
I see.
All right. Well, I'm the one with the goods.
That I have paid for.
Yes, but why are you making things difficult?
Because I pay your boss for no questions. and now you've asked 2 of them. And she reaches into the pouch and takes out more coins.
This is not my boss. This is someone that I'm doing a favor for. I will, Yama will hear it. He said, approach. Come up.
He does so warily. He has his hand on his sword, but you can see the potions in his hand.
Karu's right behind you. Just like... Yeah,
Sorn will just reach out and grab the potions.
Yeah, so you grab the box, and she says, "Oh, not out here. Is this your first time? Hop in."
Oh, I wasn't doing an exchange out here. No. Sorn will first direct Yama to hop on the coach and then follow on.
Yeah, Yama will do so.
Cool. The 2 of you squeeze into one side of the coach. You're looking at the opposite side is this woman in velvet. Let's see if I can find a bit of a picture here. Here we go. It's a little bit like this.
Oh, cool.
She looks sus.
Yes, look at that stolen necklace. It's obviously stolen.
She's a thief. She's a thief.
And as the 2 of you hop in, Karu, you're kind of following. What are you doing?
I'm like right at the door.
Okay.
Like I can't get in there. So I'm just kind of trying to catch her look, but I'm like right at the door.
I mean, there's technically room for her. Like this is like a 2 facing 2 or like 3.
Oh, you could get on her side.
You could like get in and like squeeze. It'd be very awkward.
I could sit next to her.
Yeah. But you have to like go because she's at the door, so you'd have to like scooch over her to get onto the other side, right? Or move
could I do that?
Yeah.
Could I just like, excuse me, sorry, just carrot, just I'm not even here, and then just sorry. Just,
like in the cinema where people have to pull their knees up so that you can walk past in front of them. So,
No, he doesn't even do that because I'm assuming she just like doesn't move, and neither do either of you 2. So it's actually just Karu, like long legs, like over everybody. Like, excuse me, sorry, excuse me. I'm not even here.
You have to like squeeze your tentacles up into the roof area where like
there's
not enough room to the side.
He's like wrapped them around his neck like almost like one of those like big drapey scarves. Karu's in a very silly mood because he's in a big city and he's never done this before. So he's just like, I'm going to absorb everything. And he can't even fathom like, maybe this is a thing he doesn't need to be involved in. But hey, he's here now.
He's high on
Karu is
adrenaline.
more than welcome. Absolutely welcome. Sorn didn't want to get kidnapped, so that's why he sent Yama on first. He's like, don't kidnap just me, like take 2 of us at least.
Yeah, and then Karu like sits down, he just looks at the rope figure and he's just like, what's up? And that's it.
So brilliant.
As Karu gets on, Sorn will mage hand and close the door to the carriage.
Yeah, cool. With the door
Pauly
closed,
totally make room in here. We could fit another one.
I'll totally do like aerial support. So I'll just like circle above like a vulture.
You should perch on the carriage, so we just fit as like. Vroom.
Oh yeah, that's a way better idea. I'll sit next to the driver.
Yeah. So she knocks on the roof of the coach, and as the driver who's sitting up top up front, he's got his nice little top hat on and so on. As he cracks the reins to go forward, landing next to him is a giant parrot that looks like a pirate.
Love it.
Man, as we hear the thud of Pauly landing, I'll be like, that's just another one of our compatriots. Don't mind him. I believe, at least I hope. She has a driver. She has the money. And then as we're going, I'm like, okay, well.
So the horse starts moving out and going through the streets, and you can see a cornucopia of of views of these streets. Let's just set some mood here with some cool pictures.
Oh, it's a hell of a summer.
Hell of a summer.
I love fresh worms.
Oh my god.
That's weird.
And some ropes. There's just a shibari shop next door.
A whole shop of worms.
You shouldn't have said shibari because the next photo I had was that.
Well then, I don't know why we're seeing this guy outside.
Yeah, what's he doing?
He obviously runs the Nestor's ropes.
Yeah, just like lots of fun scenes, markets, fruits, vegetables, trade, a lot of glorious banners and whatnot. Now, I don't know if this is probably the furthest from the sea you've ever been, Karu, as you're sort of deep within the city now. You're not within sight of any water. Obviously, you're in a horse-drawn carriage, which is probably a bit strange.
Yep, it's all weird. He's definitely plastered his face against the window, but I would say he's mostly excited. But yeah, when he realizes he can't see the ocean, like in the horizon, he's a bit like, ooh, okay, new and brave things, Karu, new and brave things. It's fine, you're fine.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Cool. So after a few minutes of you're like obviously actively looking out the windows. Everyone else is kind of sitting there in silence. It seems the figure in the coach is kind of just staring forward, trying to ignore the weirdness of this scenario. Pauly, what are you doing up front? Are you talking to the guy?
I am just yapping away.
Yeah.
I'm just yapping away. Telling him like my life story, like I'm getting really deep. It's like like when you're really drunk, and you just tell the cab driver everything.
Yeah.
First thing you said was, "So how's your day been?"
Yeah, it's been a long night.
Yeah, has it been busy for you?
Yeah. Everyone's
many Aaron Cochrans lately.
Yeah, and then I've skipped all pleasantries completely, and I'm just telling him like my deepest, darkest secrets. It's free therapy.
I've got this crew. I'm really worried about stepping up as the captain ever since we lost our dwarf captain. It's a real weight. I could never let them know that I'm...
Oh no, I'm going even darker than that. I'm telling him about when I was enslaved by the giant pirates, you know what I mean? Just kept in that cage and then, just kept fucking saying, Pauly wants a cracker, Pauly wants a cracker. Like I'm getting really into it.
Very good. Cool. So after a few minutes, the lady in the purple hood says, may I see the merchandise?
Sorn will hold it up, and it was in a box, right?
Yeah.
I'll open the box, but I'm keeping it very close.
Cool. So you open it, so it opens to her, and she can kind of see in. She sees that there are 4 vials in there. She sort of nods and goes, "Very good." And she hands you the small black velvet pouch, seemingly smaller now than it was when she first pulled it out. And you still feel a bit of a solid clink in there.
All right, I will put the velvet pouch away, and then I'll hand her the box.
Yeah, cool. So she takes it and goes to she has to move a bit awkwardly and kind of push you a little bit, Karu, because there's sort of a little not an armrest, but she can open up the seat a little bit to put it in there. And then after a few more minutes of riding, I assume in silence, you are dropped off again at the back at the base of the Godcatcher after doing essentially a hot lap.
All right, I'm going to check the contents of the velvet pouch.
Cool. Inside, you find 5 coins that look like the one on the bottom left. These are platinum pieces.
Okay, 5 platinum.
Wild.
I'll add that, and we will I'll get them broken down, and I will give half to Yama, for helping.
Well, Yama shook at holding so much. I think as we slide out of the cabin of the whatever that was, he'll just say a polite word to the lady as he leaves. Maybe shake her hand if she accepts his.
Yeah, give me an insight check.
$17.
She shakes your hand, and you kind of get the feeling that she's quite young. And the way she holds her hand out to you, is it starts off as like she goes to give you her hand as if you're going to like kiss her hand, but then you catch her as she like sort of changes it into a firm handshake.
Okay. He's just going to maybe he's got a little bit of experience, I guess, with the noble populace, at least in the goblin circles. So he's going to make a bit more of maybe a flashy display and bow to her with a little bit of a flourish and thank you, my lady. It has been a pleasure as he leaves the.
Yeah. She seems a little bit like taken aback by that in terms of she seems a bit worried that you caught her out with something. But then sort of stony faced kind of looks at you and says, yes, thank you. Tell Star Song I will call again. And that you have done well.
Yep, she'll hear in her head. Noted. Pleasure doing business with you. And Sorn will just walk away. Doesn't even look at her.
Yeah. Well, everyone else who still like sees her like just stare daggers at Sorn after that kind of violent intrusion into her mind. You don't see the violent intrusion into her mind, but you can tell by her face she is
something changed.
Yes.
Sorn just does it to random people now as a show of power. Like, I can access your mind.
Wild.
I reckon Karu just crawls back over her to get back out. Like he was like, thanks for the ride. Hey, like next time we do this, can we go to a different spot? Like it just seemed weird to just circle back. And he just gets out.
Yeah. She's just sitting there seething silently.
Yeah. And I'm sorry I keep bringing up the tentacles, but he absolutely, they do just like flop onto her as he goes past because he's just crawling over her.
Yeah.
The other side's clear now.
Yeah, the other side's clear, but he's still daddy long legs over her.
Sorn will also just let the rest of the party know that we have to go back to the Yawning Portal quickly before we do anything else at the moment.
Karu's like, why is it called a Yawning Portal?
Oh, you will see. You'll see.
Okay.
It's a sight to behold. I believe they have a dungeon below them where you can go and kill shit, which is kind of cool.
That? Okay.
We did see it last time we were in town, right? There was some trolls that came up out of the Yawning Portal, or was that not while we were here? Yeah, okay. Well, then Yama goes into great rendition of this time that he helped beat back a troll with a tea in one hand, and yeah. I'm sure Karu is just like, oh.
Yeah, he's like, whoa. He's like, what's a troll? Like, yeah.
So the whole walk back is just like Yama, like, whoa, yes, getting really excited.
Yeah. So after another sort of half hour or so traveling through the city, it's probably getting to sort of early afternoon now. You've been going back and forth, traipsing around. You make your way back to the Yawning Portal.
I'll make my way. I will beeline straight back to Devil.
Yeah, good. Okay.
And as I approach, Devil just hears in his head, "Job done."
He is there, like chatting with someone else. And as you like step up, like the half orc woman kind of steps in front of you. And puts a little bit of distance between you and him, or like, just enough, like she's not pushing you back by any means, but she's preventing you from getting closer as whatever business he's undertaking kind of finishes up. And then
I'll allow it.
do you say that out loud?
Sorn will just look at her and just be like, and just nod.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yama will have a similar reaction, but maybe like hold out his hand in a gentle way. Yama, pleasure.
She sizes you up and puts her hand out. She's got a big old paw of a hand and shakes it firmly, not hard, like not trying to break bones or anything, but just sort of like game recognized game. Like I can see, you can see that she's got like a heavy mace on her belt. She's got a big crossbow over her back. And she looks at you and says, Yagra Stonefist.
Yama, the immovable mountain.
She raises an eyebrow, like, good name.
He gives a squeeze of her hand and just lets go.
Yeah.
I would say Karu comes up behind and he's just like enamored by Yagra. He's just like, hi. And he's like, Karu and hi. He's not seen like a big, strong like woman before. So he's just, and like, she's like same height as him and everything. So he's just like, what do you do?
Yeah, she looks at you and is like, I do whatever needs doing. Odd jobs mostly. Karu of the Karu. That sounds foreign.
I mean, and he just gestures to himself. He's like, yeah, a little foreign.
I can't seem to change her avatar, which is annoying. But I think I have updated the token. I had a better artwork for Yagra. It looks way more.
I was like, I remember what Yagra looks like. I've met this character before.
Mm-hmm.
Me too. I think Yagra and I will be friends no matter what character I'm playing. Yeah, she's great.
Loam's clubbing friend.
That's right.
Absolutely. We literally club people.
Katie has also met Yagra in another character in this city.
Yep.
Hells
The
yes.
less said, probably the better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so after a minute or two, the sort of a gentleman all in the Davil's chatting with a gentleman all in black. The gentleman all in black sort of stands up and leaves, eyeing you all just sort of momentarily, before sort of raising his hood and walking out. And Davil sees you, Sorn, and says, Sorn, my boy! Hasn't been 10 days. I was starting to think I would never see you again.
It's been a day. It's been a few hours.
Exactly.
I'm back.
So much
I'm back,
better than the
my boy.
last time I saw you. I'm so glad you decided not to skip town this time.
Last time I had business I had to attend to. I'm sorry, it happens. You know, I got other people. I got. You know how it goes.
Indeed. But the job is done.
The job is done. Got this nice fancy pouch. There's nothing in the pouch now. The pouch has been empty, but he's just like, I got this fancy pouch. It's like, how cool's that?
Very good. And our client, she was happy.
I mean, there was a little more in the pouch when I got there. I asked her a question. She didn't take too kindly to it. I didn't know I wasn't meant to ask her a question. She didn't tell me that.
Can Yama lean over at this point and just ask very, not sternly, but, and who was your client? Do you know of her origins?
He says, the client, she, well, her origins were that she arrived and said, I need potions of mind reading. And being a person who brings people together, solves problems that she had a problem where she didn't have potions of mind reading, and I saw that there was a way to solve that problem, to fix that problem, if you will, as giving the person the thing that they need is kind of what I do. Now, Sorn, of course, needed something. He needed someone to speak to him about magical artifacts. Is that right, Sorn?
That is correct, my friend.
And I have someone who can do that for him. See, I bring people together. That's what I do.
And then Sorn will look at Yama and be like, and in this business, we don't use names. So, like, yeah, he knows my name and I know his name, but we don't know anyone else's names. It's a whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Just nod slowly.
Sorn just loves all this kind of like cloak and dagger type shit.
Espionage
like he's fully
shit.
into it. He's like, I am in.
Give me a either a persuasion or a deception check, Dylan. Based on you choose which one. Like, is Sorn like is this like when Pauly not pretends to be pirate because he has been pirate a long time, but he's like pretending to know what he's talking about? Like, does Sorn actually know what he's talking? And this is a decision for you to make as a character. Like,
this is like Sorn's just like he's got a little bit of an idea, but he's sort of just like going by the
he's seen other
seat of
people
his
do it.
pants.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's just going with it. So I'd say like in Sorn's mind, he knows what he's talking about. So it's more persuasion.
Yep. Yeah.
That's a 21.
Sorn, in fact, you know, because I think you're. I don't know if we established that you're from like a different time, even, or no, you're not. You were.
I was frozen for quite some time, but I was taken in and out of being
So the
frozen in time.
The game's changed. Well, the rules have changed, but the game stays the same. You know, civilizations rise and fall, but there's always going to be
A Sorn.
Yeah, so Sorn's like 100 and wait, where is it? Where is my notes? So Sorn is 127 years old, but was also frozen for like 250 years.
Yeah.
Was taken in and out of being frozen for a little while. So technically Sorn's like
Sorn
370.
Captain Drowmerica is what I'm hearing.
Mm.
He's exactly out of time.
He's just around, you know?
But
his time immemorial.
All the gangs he used to run with are no longer around, but he remembers how to.
Oh, well, I mean,
Kinda how it went down.
a couple of the guys from the gangs might still be alive. He is an elf.
That's true.
They'd be very old now. They're washed up as shit. They're playing like backgammon in a dark room.
That's right.
Based on that persuasion roll, I think Yama's definitely just going to accept whatever Sorn says when there is unpleasantness afoot.
Sorn, and then he puts his cool red smoked sunnies back on. Yeah.
And despite, I mean, like Yagra certainly looks rough and tough. There are other figures sitting sort of nearby, certainly within reach, who, wearing all black leathers, who are all kind of half listening to your conversation while they sit at their tables and drink and like play cards. But they're all kind of wearing the similar kind of clothing, except for Davil. He's, wearing like bright colors. He definitely doesn't look like he's part of this kind of underworld. And everything he talks about seems very sort of fun and light, and positive. But yeah, Yama, you certainly can't help but get the feeling that underneath all this there is sort of a darker tone or some sort of subterfuge, skullduggery afoot.
And to paint the picture to the NPCs in the room, Sorn's not wearing very all dark clothing. He's got his dark cloak that he likes to wear. But he does have that velvet velvet vest that he got. That's quite nice and very, very nice. It's a bit brighter on the eyes.
Yeah, cool.
He seems a bit more adventurer and what's the word? I can't think of the word, but he seems more friendly. He doesn't seem as sus.
Doesn't seem as emo.
He's introduced a splash of color.
So Davil says, Sorn, so last time you were here, you were looking for someone with some magical knowledge. Is that still the case?
I've figured out a fair bit, but I would definitely like to speak to some form of arch wizard of some sort.
Oh, arch wizard. Look, we,
I believe that's what I asked for last time. You said you had someone that you could put me in contact with.
Yeah, you said you were having trouble with a magical artifact, and that I could certainly help you. You want an arch wizard?
I need someone who has a pretty good understanding of magic and magical artifacts and spell formulas.
Absolutely. And he takes out sort of a quill and kind of writes down what looks like an address, folds it up in a piece of paper, and slides it over to you. And says, "Go to this place here. Speak with the proprietor, and they'll know that I've sent you, and they'll answer any questions they can about kind of magical artifacts that you have, the repairing of the. They're quite a little genius, and he seals the. No, he doesn't seal it. He just like on the side where the paper's folded. So on the outside is a picture of what looks like a snake with wings.
Mm-hmm.
He slides that piece of paper to you.
Snake with wings. And where is he telling me to go?
Do you open the piece of paper?
Not right this second. I'm going to play it cool. Sorn will place the piece of paper in his breast pocket and look at Davil, nod and say, "Pleasure as always. If you need me, I'm sure you have a way to contact me."
I'll be here.
Alrighty. I will probably be here also. And I will walk back across to a different booth, like far across the other side of the place to Davil.
Cool.
Somewhere a bit more private.
Cool. Anyone else doing anything while they're here?
I do want to talk to the shipmate of misfortune. I understand that we're probably just like she might have left at this point, but
he's probably just been hanging here from when the other half of the party came here earlier. Perhaps he's sort of nursing an ale. He's been chatting with a couple of people, perhaps organizing passage down into Skullport, catching up with old friends, etc. And he says, "Yep. So I've got the up-to-date lyrics of Fireworks by Katy Perry.
Perfect.
So I can get us down into Skullport. Your shipmates had other business, I see. It's a bit of a rough crowd they're getting involved in, and that's coming from a guy who is on the siren."
I mean, look, we're pretty rough people too, but Sorn has no people skills whatsoever and has no scale of what is good and bad. I think it just comes with being a drow. So, I'm just happy he's making friends.
You just see Sorn sitting at a table in the background, just like stoked. He's just like, yeah, that was like looking at Yama like, that was cool. That was a lot of fun. I still got it.
He says,
he's 370 years old and he just lost his virginity, Yeah,
that's, to be fair, 300 years old for an elf is basically like 18.
Yeah. Well, the none out of you over there not listening to this conversation. Where he says, "Oh, okay. Well, remind me never to join your crew. If it takes 300 years to get laid working in your crew, you're on the wrong ship, honestly."
Hey, look, we're still a new crew, and then he's only been part of the crew for a few months, so that says something.
True. I would, make sure he doesn't get too excited though, as the captain has a way of dealing with people who maybe get a little too familiar.
Oh no, like I said, I'm shocked that he's being as friendly as he is. This is beautiful. It makes me very happy.
Right.
It's like watching your chicken leave the nest. You know.
He looks
Little
at you
chick
blankly,
like,
no. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll probably gather the crew and reckon we can go down there if they're all done with their business.
In fact, it makes sense that there's probably like a back room in this place that goes down, seeing as there's already a giant portal, giant hole that goes down.
It's just a massive hole in the ground.
Yeah, fair.
But there's sort of like a back room that also leads down a staircase that doesn't go quite into the full extent of Undermountain, but certainly takes you into Skullport. And you're eventually able to get to, what was I don't remember the tavern's name. Down into the Brazen Hydra.
This is the tavern underneath it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And you make your way, deep into the sort of underground port of Skullport.
Can I just say before we do that you guys kind of have to like drag Karu because he's putting all the moves on Yagra, or he's trying to. he's trying to set up a sparring session with her. He's like, so how do you swing that mace exactly? You want to give a demonstration? Like he's just trying, and you're like, nah, come on, we got, and he's just like,
Karu will just feel a mage hand on the side of his face, just like pushing his face towards us so he can see us leaving.
Give me a persuasion check, Karu. Let's see how smooth this is.
Yes.
I don't have very good persuasion.
Well, I mean, this game is pay to win. But you don't have to. With a solid 16, what's Yagra's?
Like she could say no to all those tentacles.
Yeah, so you do that thing where you're leaning against a post with the tentacle, but then leaning against a different post with the arm. And like, oh, so I see you've got a mace. It's pretty cool. I'd love to see it in action sometime. That kind of thing.
You should see what I can do with these things. Oh, why did I do this to myself? Why did I make this character?
And I mean, do you just make horny boys everywhere you go, Katie?
I do. I just realized that. All my characters are horny boys. What does that say about me? No, don't answer that.
She kind of steps in close and says, I could turn you. I could think of something we could do with those. I could bend you into a pretzel.
He's very interested in that. I think he does that scared, like, oh.
Yeah, they call that scaroused.
Yeah. I think he's just like, I mean, yeah, that sounds cool. And then maybe the mage head just starts pushing his head at that point. And it's just like he's trying to keep eye contact with her, and like Sorn's mage hand, it's just like going this way.
Brilliant. And she just she's eye contacting you the entire time as you leave. Just like she definitely is large and in charge. Big Mord would be proud for sure.
I'm just imagining as well though too, you've got the tentacles wrapped around just different furniture or fixtures and pillars.
Yeah.
You could be your own sex swing.
Yeah. Maybe he's trying to figure that out in his head right now. He's like, it's got to be a way I can use these to my advantage.
Yeah. Very good.
Oh boy.
Cool. All right, you head on down.
It's just a great visual.
When I made this character and gave him tentacles, I in no way was like, yes, sexual. I just was like, I was just thinking of the advantages in combat, and now there's so many more advantages.
I don't know
to
if
it.
I believe that because you watch more anime than the rest of us. So
I try. Subconsciously, I knew what I was about, but Katie, on the surface, was like,
a little bit catching up.
Yeah, surface level Katie's like, this is fine.
Yeah, there's nothing like R-rated about
all
what
of
I'm
us,
doing
all of us have like all of us have like a horny a counterpart subconscious. It's a thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. The horny part of my subconscious is going, yes, excellent. Make this character.
Think of the opportunities.
Okay, yeah. No, so I'm now with you guys. We're doing the thing we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, cool.
But the mind is not right.
The mind is elsewhere. And thinking about suckers and tentacles and whatever else he can. Upon getting down into the skullport, as I shared picture before, the sort of underground port beneath Waterdeep within the Underdark. The commerce is resumed. You can see broken parts where barricades and you're not sure if this was damage done by the mist and the harrowing and the undead, or whether this place is just a bit of a shithole. Bit
of a shithole.
Yeah, as people get launched out of. I think there's that stereotypical, as you get close to the bar, someone comes falling out the back of it backwards through the double batwing doors, and they fall into the water with a splash, or fall into a boat that's a longboat that's moored along the dock, and this first mate guy leads you through sort of the back areas to one of the rooms up above, overlooking the bar itself, and you walk past a couple of guards at the door, and are able to. They open the door and let you in. Inside is a woman with bright red hair, dark red hair, red hair. I need a photo of her. Vibrant red hair, and a typical kind of pirate admiralty kind of hat, with her feet up on the desk, leaning back in a high-backed chair. As you enter, she is peeling an orange, and sort of putting in the quarters in her mouth and chewing them as you enter.
Oh, there she is.
Nice.
Hello. How are you? My name is Pauly. It's a pleasure to meet you.
And she says, she ignores you for a moment and kind of gets up, walks over to her shipmate, ends up giving him a big hug, and says, "You're lucky I like you. How did you get out of there? What happened? You've been out of contact for so long." She's just like straight up ignoring you right now.
Yeah, that's fair enough. You know what? I actually accept this completely. If I hadn't seen like one of the crewmates for like a few months, no one else would matter.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, Captain, these this crew here, this captain and his crew busted me out of the Dread Reaver's hold off one of his hideouts in the Moonshay. It's not just Tala. She sails with the Dread Reaver. He's alive, and he kind of looks at you for to kind of back him up on this.
That he is, and he has some pretty bad plans for you and your council.
She says, I thought he might have survived the assassination. Oh wait, the stream can't see what she looks like. I'm so sorry. I'll put it back. They just want to see. They want to see the captain. Here we go.
Pretty lady.
She says, I'd heard rumors, but you know how pirates are, or you know how sailors are. They tell all kinds of tall tales, men coming back from the dead and so on. Where are my manners? I'm Captain Fortune, and who might you be?
My name is Captain Pauly, and this is my crew of merry but horny men. And the way I see it is, you definitely need to do something about that. But I would like to suggest and plan a way that doesn't get me killed.
Well, please come in, have a drink, and tell me this story. It seems like an interesting tale. You've found proof that, or you've laid eyes on a dead captain who survived.
Oh yeah, no, he got us to remove the mist that was plaguing Skullport. That's where we actually met.
That man does nothing that doesn't serve his own benefit. Why would he do that?
The curse was on his base.
Ah, I see.
So it's two birds with one stone, essentially. And we didn't know what we were getting ourselves into when saying yes to this. We've just come from the Underdark, and we're not really up to date with, above sea politics just yet. But we're starting to catch on.
Well, I mean, you're lucky to have gotten out with your lives. That is the Dread Reaver Gangplank. The Dread Reaver Gangplank, captain of the Dreadway. Though this must be the Dreadway 2, as I blew up his last ship, and I thought with him on it.
Look, that must have been some very magical design, because that thing is A-OK and totally fine.
Perhaps he's had it rebuilt or made some kind of... he has allies who can help him rebuild these things. Especially those that, ever since he's been gone, we've been trying to hold together what peace we can have in Skullport. I mean, I hold the council together by... I'd like to say it's a thread, but it may more be like a something thinner.
I'm guessing you can trust everyone in this room?
If you trust...
Aside from my men.
yeah. She looks at... I assume your crew's kind of walked in with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
If they want to, of course.
Yeah. She puts her hand on the shoulder of the crewmate you rescued and says, "Oh well, absolutely. If I couldn't trust, this was one of my most trusted of crewmates. I couldn't bear to lose him, but he volunteered to go search to see if these rumors were true. And his return with this information, of course, his word is beyond repute. Repute? I don't know.
Refute. Refute.
So, if you can trust your crew, and I can trust, it seems I can trust you, as I don't see how you bringing me this information would aid in the Dread Reaver's
Oh no,
plans.
it doesn't. In fact, telling you could absolutely get me killed.
Yeah.
Because I and your crewmate are the only ones. I and my crew and your crewmate are the only ones that know he's still alive.
And I assume he wants it kept that way. If he hasn't made a move yet, he's still probably not strong enough to take the city, or he's not confident he can can pull enough sway to take the city.
That is correct. He tried to recruit us into helping him out, even offered to make me a pirate lord.
She...
Wow, rude.
He, and you said no.
No, not really kind of my vibe at this point in time, you know? Kind of just want to have fun with these guys.
You said no to the Red Reaver, and she looks to her her crewmate and says, "Well, this bird has more stones on him than most men I've seen."
Look, I just don't like people telling me what to do if it doesn't, you know, like if it's just being controlled and that kind of stuff. Kind of just pisses me off, you know? We're pirates. We're supposed to be free.
Absolutely. And the Council of Pirates here is more what you would say, it's very tribalistic. We kind of run parts of the city. We have a vote on the council, though everyone's kind of independent, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And I had to do some pretty bloody things to get to them even to agree to that. It was... Anarchy, whilst fun, is not quite good for business.
No, of course. But, look, he is going to attack Skullport, and he is going to try and take over. I think the thing that you should do is plan for that eventuality.
She nods and kind of puts a chin in her hand and walks back over to her desk where she's got sort of like, papers and maps and things like that. And absent-mindedly kind of picks up a glass of what looks like whiskey, and she says, "And you, Captain, what is the reward you and your crew are seeking for bringing me this information?" She gives a bit of a smile, because I know that practical self-interest is the name of the game.
You're right. It is pretty expensive running my crew. So I will ask two things of you. Will you accept my two things?
She looks at you and says, if the price is fair.
First, a favor. A favor undetermined as of yet, but I think you'd be a pretty good person to have as a friend.
She says, I owe you that much at least. It is done. You call on me, and me and my crew will do whatever's in our power to aid you, as you have aided me in bringing back my my special roommate here, my little spy.
All right, and this comes to my second one. Now, seeing as that first one, I believe the weight of that is worth itself in every other way. The other one, because otherwise it feels like I'm taking this just for nothing. Just one single copper.
She smiles, walks over to a painting that's sort of behind her desk, and it's on hinges. She pulls it out, opens up a safe behind it, and
Can we see in the safe? Can we see in the safe?
Give me a perception check.
I was about to say, do I see the combination of the safe?
No, I think she's pretty well.
With my keen eyes,
but she's definitely she's not
15. I just want to see what the contents of the safe are.
Yeah. I think
listen, just more for curiosity's sake.
Blocks you with with that. Sorn, you're intimately aware of her hourglass figure, which I would assume takes up much more of your attention.
Sorn's not that worried about this one. He heard that she's a bit dangerous. He's had enough. Yeah, he will also just as while she's doing this, Sorn will lean into Pauly and just be like, should we not tell her about our mutual friend? Not the bad one, the other one that we know?
Oh yeah, no, we'll get to that next.
Okay.
She reaches in. You hear the sort of the clink of metal. She kind of kicks or closes the safe behind her absentmindedly. Walks over and drops a coin in your hand, and on the coin it says "Fantasy Bunnings Gosh-upon token."
Oh my god!
Thank you very much. I'll just pocket that. Now, the reason why I only wanted one single copper coin for this transaction is because it turns out I seem to have inherited something off your great uncle, and it gives us the freedom that we all so desire. And I think you might know his name, Kingston Rage and Rolls.
Her eyes kind of go wide, and she says, "Yes, he used to sail with my mother and father, but he's been dead for years."
Well, he is dead. Just turns out that the physical body wasn't enough to kill his very large spirit. He's on my ship, actually. You want to come see him?
Absolutely. And she, to lead the way, and leaves her crewmate in the room, and follows you down to the docks. Well, I guess back up to the Waterdeep docks, to your ship, La Floridita, where she steps onto the ship. She follows you. If you invite her onto the ship, she
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
But she waits, right? She waits to be invited on. Like pirates are like vampires. They have to be invited.
It's just polite.
Yeah, that's right. And except when they're attacking, then it's fair game. But other people's ships, you got to be invited on for sure. And she sees the ghost, the ghost of Rage and Rolls. Here we go. For everyone who hasn't seen him yet, I mean, you've probably become familiar with him over the last couple of days. Karu, a ghostly pirate that wanders the hold.
Oh yeah, me and him have had conversations.
He's he's weirdly super friendly.
Yeah. Bullshit conversations, like just inane topics between the two of them.
Yeah. Like he tells you stories of like weird fish people he's met, and like, you know, because he's old, he's like, oh, maybe you know them.
Karu's like, yeah, totally. All fish people know all other fish people. Go on. And then he talks about like, well, maybe you know this ghost I've heard of, and then it's just back and forth bullshit.
And he's like, yeah, maybe I have.
Yeah, sounds familiar.
He sees the captain, and he's like, oh, little Sarah, how you've grown. And he goes to give her a hug, but like he passes right through her. And he's, like spectral tears are coming off, like sort of the joy of him, and he says, you've grown so much. I mean, your mother and father would be so proud. And he says, oh, thank you, Pauly, and I just have one more thing I must ask you. And he's like, come with me, and he kind of leads you all into the hold of the ship, where he says, oh, Karu, be a sport, and can you just lift up these boards for me, please? Karu?
Sorry, what?
Can you? He says, be a sport and just lift up these boards for me, please.
Oh yeah, sure. He does that to the best of his ability.
And inside is tucked away is like a small box that's sort of like hidden within almost like a secret compartment in the ship.
That's cool.
And on that box is a love heart with 2 crossed pistols. And he says these were destroyed, and I'm sorry, but they were damaged, but I'm sure you can find a way to repair them. And Misfortune kind of reaches pulls out the box, and opens the lid, and inside you can see 2 busted up but still very recognizable as sort of blunderbuss pistols. And
Sorn's pissed that he didn't find them first.
Sorn's got enough guns.
And she says, shock and awe. I thought these were lost. And she sort of, she's got a couple of tears coming, but kind of holding them back.
I'll ask her whose they were.
She says, my mother made these.
Oh, wow.
And I'd thought that Gangplank had stolen them when he killed her. I was young. I didn't know. And Kingston says, yeah, when they thought he might come after them, and they thought they could talk him down or at least hold him off. But your father asked me to look after these for you. Unfortunately, they were damaged as we escaped the Dread Reaver attack. But perhaps there's someone you know that can repair them. And yeah, sort of hugs all round. Misfortune kind of gives you all a hug. Those of you who will accept a hug. I don't know if Sorn's not into hugs.
Sorn will give her a hug.
She hesitates momentarily before hugging Karu because there's just do you hug around the tentacles? Do you hug under them? What's the go?
Look, he gathers that's what's going on. So he once again wraps him around him like a scarf, and then he's just hands out.
Yeah. And Kingston, sort of smiling, he says he sort of takes his ghostly hat off, and goes to hand it to you, Pauly.
Mm-hmm.
And as you take it, he says, and with that, our deal is done, Captain. The ship is completely yours. My unfinished business here on this plane is done.
I'm really glad to hear that, Kingston, and I want to go try and shake his hand one last time.
Yeah. As he hands you the hat, it is actually corporeal in your hands. And as you shake his hand, you can feel a firmness there, but then he starts to fade away.
Oh, that's what I was hoping for. That's what I was hoping for.
What is left behind is the hat.
Oh. I will take my hat off and put Kingston's hat on.
Yeah. It looks very, very swish. The sort of, it's not a tricorn hat, but it's very similar to Misfortune's, actually, that kind of swoosh style.
Yeah, the big feather.
The club kind of look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. I'm very, very happy about that. I'll just say goodbye, Kingston. It was a pleasure.
Cool.
To the nothingness, you know, one single tear, and then just I went, oh God, is it raining? It must be raining, guys.
No.
Yeah.
We're inside, Pauly.
Yeah, we can't even see the sky.
I'm gonna pull my hat down over my eyes and go, it must be raining in here.
I guess so. Okay. Anyway,
Sarah gathers up the box that and all that, and she kind of looks at you and says, "Well, Captain, I wish you all the best for you and your crew. Where where do the winds take you next?
I'm gonna like wipe the single tear away and go west. We're gonna go west.
And Sorn will pipe in real quick and just be like, but before that, we need to go to this place. And he'll pull his little his winged snake picture out. He's like, do you recognize this thing?
The picture of the snake?
Yeah.
She says, why are you getting letters from the Black Network?
Alright, well, that answers a lot. Cool. Alright, thanks. Wait, who are the Black Network?
You don't know of the Zentarum?
No.
Oh. Perhaps I guess you're new to the surface.
Very.
They're a organization that operates in and around Waterdeep, all along the Sword Coast, actually. They have agents everywhere. They're really not to be trifled with.
They're my friends. They're my new friends. I made friends with them just before, I think.
Hey, Katsu.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Whatever you do, be careful. And she sort of comes in close to Pauly and is like, keep an eye on him, yeah? That's...
Oh, trust me, I try. It's hard.
Those people are dangerous.
Sorn really likes making friends with really sus organizations.
Yeah.
Friends with Breaking the Earth.
Does he say
And
that?
now the Black Network.
Does he say that out loud?
Yeah, you're like, remember that other guy I met, Pauly? That fucking Jalaxel dude? Like,
Yes.
everyone said that he was sus too, but he's nice. He's a cool
I mean,
guy.
yeah, you thought the fire dragon was nice too.
Yeah, fuck that guy. That guy's a fucking dick.
Yeah, he
Well,
was after he killed the other baby.
Yeah, nah, fuck that guy. I'm gonna kill him eventually.
You're definitely gonna go kill him.
But yeah, the Black Network. Oh well, okay. And after, as he hears that as well, like as Misfortune's talking to Pauly, I'm just gonna open my little envelope with the address.
Yeah. It says, Weird Bottles Concoctions Trade Ward.
God fucking damn it! You're sending me back to this stupid fucking no.
I love it. You basically just given Sorn dailies.
Yeah. This is how you keep me switched on. Give me dailies. I'll smash out these tiny little tasks that don't do much.
Get 1 XP every time you do one.
Yeah, I'll level up in a week.
Slightly faster than everyone else. Seconds before everyone else, you'll level up. Cool. All right. I think at that, unless there's anything else you wanted to chat with Misfortune over.
No, I think that's it. I think we've solidified the fact that we are friends.
Yeah. Cool. Pauly, inside the hat, there is like a little you take it off and you feels like a little bit weird on your head to begin with, and you take it off and you kind of look inside. There's actually like a hidden compartment in the hat.
Oh, really?
And when you reach in, there's like a mini flask in there. And you crack it open and smell it. It smells like Fireball whiskey.
Really? I'll have a little swig.
All right. So you drink it, you feel the hot embrace of hell in your lungs. And you feel like everyone around you feels a little bit warmer. In fact, in game terms, everyone around you within 10 feet gains resistance to cold damage for the next half hour.
That's sick.
And for the next 10 minutes, your attacks deal an additional 1d6 fire damage.
Probably shouldn't have drank this now, but that's okay.
And then now it's empty, but you think that, perhaps it may refill magically.
Oh, cool. Do you reckon you could make that into an item so that way I remember it?
Yeah.
Sorn's also going to say after Misfortune leaves and he feels a bit warmer because of Pauly's weird drink. Oh, that reminds me.
A bit hot under the collar.
Because he's opened the thing and he's like, oh, for fuck's sake. I have to go deal with something before we go west.
You go do that.
All right. Hey, Yama, you want to come with me?
Are you heading back to that little gnome in the potion shop?
Yes.
I was thinking about asking him for some tea, so I would like to join you.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, maybe we set sail to like tomorrow. So that way, if you need to get anything else, we can get it now.
Oh, I have so much shit to do here, but like half of it is like my dailies. You know when your quest log gets too full and you have to remove shit? Like I still have on my notes, visit Cairngorm Cavern. But that's really far below ground. So we're not going there.
You basically, it's what it is. It's literally like an expansion for WoW. So you still have all of your dailies, and then the new then the new expansion comes out. Then the new expansion comes out, so you need to go do. You're like, shit, okay.
That's been
do a
deleted.
quest now.
I've removed that. I also removed the drow killings because apparently I was told that that's been dealt with.
Sorted.
Yep. I still have the password. I have the rendition of fireworks. That's still there. And I also still need to find a way to contact Jarl Axel, the other sus dude that I became friends with.
Yeah.
But first and foremost, I need to go to Weird Bottles Concoctions in the Trade Ward and deal with that fucking gnome that I told to get fucked earlier.
Well, this sounds great.
Yeah.
Real people person now, Sorn.
Hey, he was a dick, alright? He deserved it.
What?
I also need to go to the bookworm so I can hand back a book. But I'm not going to tell Pauly about that. I'm assuming there's going to be a bookworm.
The bookworm was in Bloody Thingo.
And the bookworm was a franchise. It's all over the world.
Was it? Oh, okay.
It's the only reason.
You think? Yeah, you got you ask around, you find that there is a franchise location. Bookworm has expanded to Troll Skull Alley in Waterdeep.
Well, I'm going to head to Troll Skull Alley first. And just wander on in there and be like, I just need to return a book.
A dragonborn, sort of a gold dragonborn, welcomes you to enter. Puts his glasses on. He says, let's see. Returning a book, are we?
Yes, I borrowed a book of one of your compatriots, Lichelle.
Yes, we are all lethal.
Okay, very good. Yep. So there was a little mishap with the book. One of my crewmates decided that he didn't like the look of it and threw it in the drink. But I've procured you. I'm assuming is an older edition of it, so a little bit more value. It's in great condition, and I will present the book.
Yes. Let's see here, and he brings it over to a lectern that's got sort of a big magnifying ring glass above it, lots of candles, well lit. And he starts opening it very delicately, looking at the pages. He's like, yes. Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, well, it is of a similar edition. Could I see your library card, sir?
Yep, I handed it over.
Yep. Yes. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you borrowed edition 4, but see here in the bindings it says edition 3.87. So there are some differences. It's not the exact same book. You don't have the most up-to-date copy. Also, this book does not have the little pocket that we put in on the inside cover that has the history of everyone who's borrowed the book and when. And by my reckoning, it is also overdue.
I do believe I was borrowing it for a very extended period of time. That's what I was asked. That's what I asked for.
Give me a persuasion check, Sorn.
Okay. That's a 12.
Let's see what Rathal has to say about the 12 and how much his lisp comes in and out.
I'm dying.
He says, yes, well, luckily we did get magical word that the last one was damaged. But but I see here that Lethal did put back, did put that extended borrowing on your account. So the library death squad was not sent forth. Which that's lucky. Once you send the library death squad forth, that's. I mean, you can undo it, but you have to pay already. You've got to pay them when they go forth. You can't unforce them.
I get that. Yes.
You can't force them to go unforth.
But like, we could third them.
That's right. Third them. Yeah. And lucky they heard the foul and then get heard to you. My poor microphone is just gonna look like mucus now.
A dewy morning.
Yes, that's right. He says, but with everything, let's call it. Or if it may be a little costly, sir, there is still going to be a cost associated with bringing us a different edition. 10 silver.
You know what? That sounds fair. I'll hand over 10 silver.
Are there any other books you would like to borrow while you're in town?
Actually, your friend, the other Lethal. Yes, he was quite knowledgeable of some magical artifacts of the bookish nature. Can you tell me anything about this? And I'm going to rip out a wash scroll.
Yeah.
And just stick it on the lectern.
Yeah. He goes, oh, a child spell. Very funny, sir. Very funny. Is this something perhaps from your youth, or a nephew or a niece of yours making their own spells? Perhaps university first year. I remember my first year at university. We had to make all kinds. We made a spell that would drop a bucket of water on you when you entered the room. Good time.
Sounds like a great amount of tomfoolery to be indeed. Do you know anything about changing spells? That is what I'm asking. Not what this is. I'm aware of what it is. I can read it. But do you know anything about changing magical formulas?
No, sir. As they teach in LaSalle University, the spells are a manifestation of the weave, and the spell itself, the incantations, are ways to bring that energy forth. Something of this level, even if you were to alter it, sir, the basic building blocks of this spell would leave it as strong as this wash that it is now.
Okay. All right, well, thank you for your information. Now I need to go talk to a gnome about a thing.
Perhaps, though, we can interest you in other spells. We do have spells for sale. And he opens up sort of a closet, a table with
Many fall
under
in the
glass
face
with
of
a number
chaos,
spell
but not this
scrolls.
one. Not today.
I'll ask, do you happen to have anything to do with pertaining to the spell of wrist pocket?
We have perhaps not that, but we have. Thank you very much for the subscription, Couscous. Because you've subbed, the party gets a D20 inspiration that one of you can use at some point.
Ooh.
In the pool.
Hey, Dan. I've got to go to bed. I got to bed at 4 a.m. Do you mind if I just head off? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's fine, dude. That's fine.
All right, I love you all. I'm sorry.
All good, brother. I'm going to drop the list of spells for sale in the D&D chat in Discord. The closest he has to what you're asking for is Rope Trick. Something coming out of nothing, like a Pocket Dimension-esque kind of thing. I think he doesn't quite. Yeah, he doesn't have wrist pocket or whatever. And so these are spell scrolls, and it's double the price for him to transcribe it for you.
Okay.
If you're able to transcribe them yourself, which I don't believe you can because you're not a wizard, it would be the price listed.
Yeah, I'm not no wizard, but I can read and write every language.
Yes, but writing spells is a different skill set.
Yeah,
sure.
but going over the list, they're like, oh no, it doesn't look like anything here is overly useful for me at the moment. But I'll keep that in mind, and maybe I'll come back through and see if you have an updated list eventually. Maybe you get something new. Maybe you lose some things. I don't know. But I am a little bit under the thumb today, so gotta go speak to a gnome about a thing.
Many fall in the face of chaos, but
Alright.
not this one. Not
Away we
today.
go.
Cool. So you traipse back across town. So you've gone up north to Troll Skull Alley, passing by Troll Skull Alley. There's an inn here that looks rather, boarded up and somewhat haunted, perhaps as well. And eventually head back down to the trades ward to Weird Bottle Concoctions.
Wait, is that my house?
Yeah, that's our house.
Yeah, that shouldn't be haunted at this time.
That's the photo that I've got of it. So.
Yeah, we need to go over that and repaint it and make it look nice. Couple of broken windows still though, because Captain Iceleeson likes to break things.
Sure.
He does.
Still never seen that damn captain's ship.
It's a lie. He doesn't have one.
Yeah, no, he does not.
But he actually owns our house now, so must tread carefully.
Yeah, can Sorn assassinate the captain while we're here?
Thank you for another returning sub, Cait. That puts us at 2 inspirations in the bank. I need a way to track that. I'm going to put that on this little token thing here.
That's the real pay to win right there.
That's right. This is pay to win. I simplified. We had the cards, but I also just simplified a version where subscriptions give inspiration, and the party can choose to use them when they want.
Love it.
You have 2 currently. Cool. I can do it on this. Point at the number 2. There we go. Cool. All right, so you head to Weird Bottles Concoctions. Unless there's anything else people wanted to do. You want to find a way to fantasy Bunnings, where all your dreams come true.
I mean, I would say that Karu probably gets a bit bored of doing these errands, so maybe he heads back to the Yawning Portal to see what Yagra's doing.
Yeah.
In the meantime.
Love it.
I think at this. I was trying to think where Bo is, but Bo's out at sea.
I'd be bringing my other character into this, Dan.
I've already brought Dylan.
Everyone else
and
has
other characters into this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you find as it's getting to the evening, I think you find Yagra in the hanging out with a drow. Yagra's there going no, I've got I got a bit more work to do. I'm not getting off work yet. I can't go out with you tonight. Just gotta have to wait. And then this drow, what would Loam be saying to her friend because she wants to go out?
I think she'd be actually physically dancing around her and kind of play punching her in the arm, really trying to razz her up.
Yeah. No, we're gonna go. Let's go. Don't worry about it.
We're gonna do this and this and this and yeah.
We're gonna do shots. I found a place that does upside down cocktails.
And Caden doesn't want to come with me, so you have to come.
Yeah,
You're the one.
You hear Caden in the background yeah, no, definitely not. I won't be doing that.
Yeah, so you see her still seemingly on the clock working with her peppy friend. It's very I'm actually thinking very who are Azula's friends in Avatar?
Oh yeah, I know who you took May and no, yeah.
The
Oh,
one
I know
who's
who
the
you're talking about.
acrobat, who's like super fun, and the other one who's kind of like
Super.
emo.
emo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
Yaga's kind of being that emo
Perfect.
one right now. And he's like, no, I've got to work. Like, I can't just go off and party with you every night. Loam, we partied last night. I barely made it to work this morning. We can't. No, we can't go out again. And
Loam's totally the bad influence.
that's right. The place that does spider web cotton candy. It's brilliant. But yeah, so you see that in front of you. How does Karu feel about trying to, walk up to someone already in a conversation?
Well, I think he's also like he's seen Loam like sort of like dancing around, and he's like, "Oh, I like that energy. Well, that's fun." And maybe he overhears like Yagra being like, "Oh, I've still got to work," and this is. I think Carriage is kind of like maybe he just like kind of walks past, like he was like, "Oh, I was just walking past," and then like, "Oh, but I just heard," and he's just like, "Oh, that's such a shame. Upside down cocktail sounds like such a fun time." And he looks to like, and he's like trying to engage with Loam as well as Yagra, I would say.
She looks at you, not buying your bullshit for a second. And
Loam is though.
Yeah,
Loam
yeah.
totally is like, yes.
Caden's in the background right now. Loam, you got to be careful with befriending just everyone you meet.
Yeah, because Karu doesn't look like a particularly like Karu looks weird. I don't think there's many fish people,
Caden's a well-traveled half elf, half human. He's been all over the seas, judging by his tan. He's seen some people, but his tan is not up to date in that picture.
I think he's also mostly got his hands full with yelling at the other elf at the table.
Yeah, he's trying to keep
elves,
everyone.
I guess, at the table.
Yeah, he's like, just don't befriend the weird fish people. I'm sure you're great.
I am great. I am a lot of fun, And I'm not even offended that you called me a weird fish person. I know what I am.
All right, cool. Here's some wine, and I throw a glass of wine across the room.
Perfect. Kara's like, how am I supposed to catch that?
You'll figure it out.
Tentacle lashes out, grabs it, before it falls into the hole in the floor. Brilliant.
I like to think that the way he wears his tentacles, because I think on the 10 days they were on the ship, he was probably like, maybe he consulted with the ghost pirate guy. I feel like people get really unnerved by these, which is cool, but how do you apparently we're going to land, what do I do? So maybe he worked out a way so that it looks like a draped over scarf.
Yeah.
And so if you're not really paying too much attention, just go, oh yeah, that's his outfit. And then the tentacle just out and grabs the wine glass, and it's like, oh, that's a tentacle.
Sorn's just like, oh no, not Sorn. Caden's like, didn't see that coming.
Yeah. Everyone gives it a second look. Yagra appraisingly looks at the dexterousness of the tentacles. And
Karu gives her a wink.
Yeah. As she says to you, Karu, she says, look, I get off work in a couple of hours. My friend here really wants to go out, but she is going to get me in trouble if she just sits around here. So can I just... and she just hands you a couple of gold pieces, and she's like, can you just keep my friend busy until I knock off work? Just keep her out of my hair for now, and I'll meet up with you guys as soon as I'm done here.
Yeah, I think Karu takes it. He's like, as long as you come and join us when you're done. And then he grabs Loam tentacle.
Yeah.
And he's like, my name's Karu.
She's like, I think she would literally hex me if I didn't. She's a weird one. She's great. She's great though. She just gets very excited when some of us have real business to do, and she looks a little bit exasperated or whatever, and then puts on her mean face again and goes over and stands guard, looking very serious.
Yeah, and I think Karu and Lone become best friends because I imagine it's just really similar energy.
Very high intensity, yeah.
Yeah.
And both fish out of water, no
Yes.
pun intended. You know, you've both kind of appeared on this like, it's like a Europe trip. You know, you both come from somewhere
New
else.
to everything.
New to
Oh my god,
everything.
Karu is spewing all the bullshit that Pauly, in good, like, lovingly gave over about all the information. He's like, did you know that if you climb up on top of that fungus dude, the big guy with the orb in the Richie area, climb up there, and if you shit in his eye, it's good luck? Like, we did it today.
I think Loam's like already kind of plotting her trip to go there.
I scaled it today. Also, I think I invented like a way of getting down really quickly. It's high risk, but like, you know, the worst could happen is you could die. But like, where's the fun in life if not for the risk of death?
I'm up for it. Let's do it.
Yeah, all right, let's go. And so maybe we run off when we do that.
Arm and tentacle, you skip off. To go climb other giant statues within the city, of which there are weirdly a few.
Maybe we try a different one. Maybe Karu's like, I've already done that one. Let's try that one. Like,
yeah, one of them in particular is called the Drunkard, and it's a statue of a what looks like a person that has sort of fallen over and fallen on his butt, kind of like a drunkard. It was once a statue that rampaged through the market, but then it fell backwards and sat upon a building. And when it settled, its arms sort of fell limp by its sides, its head tilted on its chest, giving the impression that it's like a drunk that had fallen asleep. They've hollowed it out and built stone stairs going into his lap, where there is now a giant tavern, like a 2-story tavern within the rubble of his lap.
Yeah, we absolutely don't take the stairs. We are clambering out the side of
You're
it.
parkaroing.
We're parkaroing. You know, maybe the tentacle is like sort of giving Loam like a hand and then like almost like throwing her up in a way. Like
she's
it's just
absolutely living for it, and you can see as you throw her up, she's putting in like twists and flips and flourishes and just
Karu's just like tens. That was so good. Do that again. Try it upside down. Like it's just too like big kids. Yeah, pissing everybody off.
Great.
Love it.
Cool. All right. So we cut back to while they're having fun. We cut back to
now you can't remember our
I can't remember which campaign I'm fucking running now.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
We love this crossover ep.
I'm glad you do. Sorn, you make your way to the weird bottle place.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to open up. I'm going to try and add it to... I'll add it to Discord, but I'll add it to chat as well. Here is the what the drunkard looks like.
Cool. How far away is that axe head to the guy's head? Do you think maybe we risk trying to like fucking leap
across? It's a fair fucking distance, but I assume we're both game.
We'll size it up maybe a few times and egg each other on.
Catch me,
cool.
Pauly.
Oh shit, he's not here.
Sorn, you make your way to Schemo's weird bottle concoction.
Yama in tow.
Yeah.
I'll walk back in.
The ding of the bell of the shop again. Yes, and he comes and steps up there. He says, "Oh, you again. We still don't have any love potion."
Yep, no, still not here about love potions. I was handed this, and I'll slide over the... Or I'll flash the photo of the Black Network logo.
Ah, yes, wow. And what can I help you with, lad?
I was told you were the person to speak to about magical formulas and artifacts.
Indeed. I've helped our mutual friend with many of those kind of things. What is it you want looking at? something acting up, something
Oh, it's definitely acting up. And I'll pull out my spell tome.
Okay, yep. Oh, a tome. Not a traditional kind of artifact. Is this
it's a
book from the university or?
No, not so much that. It's a special kind of tome where you'll notice because I put the wash scroll back in there and closed it. You'll notice that I tear things out of it. These are spell scrolls. They come back every day.
Oh, that sounds very impressive.
That's what I was thinking when I purchased it.
Ah, yes.
Yes.
It's quite the. And how many spells does it contain?
There are 8.
Oh, a tome of great power, and you say that
reusable
spell scrolls?
I wouldn't say great power. I was under the understanding that it may have had some great power behind it, but as you can see here, and I will flip through. This is my personal favorite, and I'll pull out the 2. These 2 are my personal favorites currently. Summon Armoire. Mage Armoire, that one's great. Thought it was Mage Armor. You can see the warrior there. And this one, which as you can see, says Wish, but it casts Wash.
Yes, it seems someone tried to misspell Wish.
Yeah.
And he's like flipping through. And he's like, yes, I can see how you would make the incorrect.
Bless you.
Excuse me. The incorrect assumption there. Yes. Whoever drew this had terrible handwriting, and terrible grammar.
Yeah, I'm realizing that now.
Usually, people would do. See this page here? Usually, people would carry the 3. And put in the Pythagorean. I mean, that's just basic spellcraft. This person geniusly has done their own version, but like inverted. So I don't know if you want to call that genius or stupid for not using.
I'm going to go with stupid for this one. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're a learned man. This is first level academy stuff that he has failed to do properly. It's actually quite brilliant in a sad kind of way.
Yeah, right. Well, the issue being was I spent quite the amount of gold on this little while ago because blinded by thoughts of grandeur. In my own stupidity, do you know of any ways or anyone that understands how to alter magical formula?
Like you want to turn this wish spell, this wash spell into a wish spell?
I want to try and repair the spells in some way.
This isn't broken. I mean, you could redo the work and label them properly as wash and mage armoire. But it's so what you have in front of you is a horse, and you're saying that can we repair it so that it is an elephant? Again, it was never it was never an elephant. It was always a horse.
So what I'm hearing is I should probably just resell it.
Potentially. I mean, the value in this thing, you've got 8 spells in here that cost you nothing every day.
This is true. I guess I should probably find out what. You see here, message, hold person, fireball, and magic missile. I'm too bit apprehensive to use them, what with how the others have turned out so far. Like fireball, what could happen? I don't want to set myself on fire. Yeah, magic missile, I don't want to fly away. I'm not sure.
Well, I can dive into and kind of debug some of this, and it looks like the notations are all over the place. But I could have a look into this for you. Call it 30 gold, and I could probably have the a transcription or sort of a cipher for what each of these actually are. I'll need to go in and work it out because this handwriting is terrible. It's all over the place, and like, is that he scratches?
Look, we don't question.
Like,
we don't question.
What? Okay, yeah,
yeah. We don't know. We don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, with these, I could definitely go in and have a look and get you a sort of a cheat sheet on what these actually are.
No, that's very okay. I discovered the other day that my eyes, they're something going on. I can understand all of this, so just
take some time.
It just takes a bit of time.
I mean, if you any sort of book learning spellcaster, I see that maybe you're getting into it a little bit late in life. Taking taking the classes as an adult, taking those adult classes.
I spent quite some time.
Yeah, we
as a statue.
We had a guy like you in our class, a gifted student who just seemed to have magic flowing out of his fingers, but just didn't have a head for book learning. I'm no wizard. I'm not that learned. My magic comes from the big guy up there and something else somewhere else. I don't know yet. Like a cleric.
Yeah, I guess. Sort of like that. It's in my blood.
Right.
My blood might have a bit of static electricity going on.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah.
I have heard of that, but usually those people don't need books to cast magic.
I definitely don't need the books. I just bought it because I thought it was cool. I like books. I don't need it.
It is
cool. I like it.
It is very cool.
I like knowledge.
I mean, if you don't want it, I'd buy it off you.
How much would you offer me for something like this?
Well, it's pretty cool. It is. I mean, the cover is all beaten up and terrible, but without knowing exactly what's in it, as you said, like wash and mage armoire, say 500 gold.
I could probably get back more than that from the individual that I purchased it through.
Okay.
I believe that was I still have there was a receipt.
I hope you kept the receipt.
I definitely have that receipt. Yes. It's tax time's coming up. Been keeping hold of those.
Look, if you have your receipts or you have your Prime subs, now's the time to get in on it before the end of the month.
Indeed. All right. Well, one other question I have for you while I'm here.
Yeah.
Do you know of any, let's say, sorcerers or warlocks that have been able to commit a spell to memory? From a scroll.
Oh.
Very simple spells, might I add. Nothing too crazy.
I'm afraid that's kind of outside. I mean, maybe there's everyone kind of does spell casting a little bit different. Everyone I went to university with would have their spells written in their tome, and then they would prepare those at the start of a day. Sorcerers and warlocks, my understanding is they access their power a different way. I don't know if they have that kind of malleability to their power. I think those kind of people are just kind of born with what they get.
Alright, I may have to buy something infused with this then, I guess. I've been really just wanting to get into a bit of wrist pocketry, if you will.
Well, whatever you do in your own time, that's yeah.
Oh yeah.
Give the old wristy in the pocket. That's
yes. It happens, that's how it's you get bored. You get bored sometimes. Anyway, my friend here, I believe, wanted to buy something or speak to you about something. I'm going to leave now. And Sorn will just like turn around and just like, oh, that guy took that the wrong fucking way.
Yeah.
I think Yama just gives Sorn a really weird look, but leans in towards the gnome. Friend, I am after 2 objects.
Oh.
1, the soul. I am dabbling in artificing, you see, and I am looking to create a homunculus for myself. I am simply after a gem of some worth, 100 gold pieces, if you carry such items here.
You think just because I'm a gnome that we just have gems on hand?
You are surrounded by magical items and potions, my friend.
Yeah, I'm just fucking with you. We got gems. We got gems of all sizes. Don't worry about it.
Don't we have gems already?
And you also may have gems. It's up to you. But he can sell. He can trade you a gem for 100 gold.
Well, maybe I'll leave the gem then. I should.
Oh wait, no, I only have no. That's fine. Okay. I have a shiny rock and some diamonds. I have diamonds. I do have diamonds, but I have a black shiny rock. I don't know what it's from, but I have it.
No, I remember you taking the diamonds, and I figured you were using those for spell casting.
Yeah, I need to break them down.
Yeah, cool. All right, I'm just after 100 gold piece gem.
Yep. Yeah. So just you can exchange 100 gold for a gem.
Cool.
Maybe 101 gold just to be so he takes a commish for money changing.
Yeah. All right, I can do that.
Yeah.
I am also after some tea. If you have anything brewing in the back, something herbal, something fruity, something wild.
Something wild.
Something wild.
We have. This is, and he's like, oh wait, where is it? And he goes over to the shelves and pulling out drawers and climbing. He's got one of those ladders on wheels for him to like go along.
Yes.
With and there's lots of little drawers and stuff. And he pulls it open. And he says, of course, yeah. And he brings it down, and there's this sort of glittery purple tea leaves in a little pouch. And he says, this is Clock Whistle's surprise.
Well, very good. Do you happen to know the flavor?
Purple and glittery. It's yeah. So he says this is that wild taste you're after. This is from the Feywild, so it's a little bit. A little bit out there, but I can sell. I don't have a lot, but I can sell you enough to do, maybe. Now this isn't your pot tea, right? This is like your cup of tea.
More like a matcha tea.
Yeah, this is like a single use for yourself. You don't want to dilute this baby too much.
Very good.
In game terms, when you drink this tea, you roll on the wild magic surge table.
All right, cool.
But you make a DC 15 con save.
Yeah.
On a success, you will re-roll any effects that will actually hurt you. On a fail, you'll just get what you get.
Yeah. Dope. All right, cool. How much is this going to set me back, friend?
Let's say he can give you 3 doses.
Yeah.
3 cups worth. And let's call it 300 gold.
All right, I have 99 gold.
Sorn's still here, and Sorn can just say, look, if you need it, we can take it out of the ship.
I would surely like to try some tea from the Feywilds.
Okay, we'll mark it off on the ship. How much was that, good sir? 300 gold?
300 gold, yeah.
Okay.
Oh. Yama is chuffed.
Will you take that gold in silver form?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, very good. I'm going to mark off 3,000 silver because we need to get rid of as much of Gangplank's money as possible.
Fireworks does make a very good point. This is tax deductible if it's used for work purposes, so...
We're marking it off as it's a business purchase as well.
That's
We're
right.
also washing some stolen money, so...
Exactly.
You got to pay cash everywhere, but you got to make small cash purchases. You can't buy a house with this money.
One other thing after that as well. I'm gonna be like, if you do know gold, not gold, gems, are you able to break down and process diamond by any chance?
Yeah, we have a rock crusher. I have like a small rock crusher here. We often have to use powdered gems and powdered ruby and whatnot for our potions.
All right, how much would you charge to crush down 3 diamonds?
It's not very super intensive. Let's call it 20 gold.
You got yourself a deal.
Yep.
And I'll pay the 20 gold.
So over the next, it takes a while, maybe over the next hour or so, he sends the gems out the back to one of his apprentices, and they weigh it beforehand. So you see its weight of the 3 diamonds. They send it out the back, crush it up for you, bring you back a pouch, weigh it again, just so you know you haven't been jibbed.
Now I need diamond.
So you have 3 diamonds worth of powder. Well, I guess $3,000 worth of powdered diamond.
That's so cool.
So let's just... diamond dust. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. I can bring people back to life. All right. And I'm going to ask him. Do you know of a collector? Do you know of a collector for elven artifacts? Do you? I've been looking for one for a while.
Not me, I'm
I was
afraid,
rummaging through and I found this. I was talking about my diamonds. I got this thing. I just noticed it jogged my memory.
Our mutual friend, though, would probably be the right person to speak to about these kind of things.
Yeah, no, I asked him. He wasn't very helpful with that. He told me to go check over in the new world. I think he was just trying to get rid of me. But look, it happens. Anyway, you know how it gets.
Yeah.
Business and all that.
Yeah, he can be a bit, difficult to work with.
I love that guy. He's great. But yeah,
sure, but I mean, doesn't pay well.
Man, look. That's I don't know. Possibly. We'll see.
Cool.
All right.
Anything else? We cut back to doesn't pay well. Karu out on the town. Does Karu have any money to his name? Apart from, I guess, what Yagra gave him.
Yeah, I had 10 gold. That's all I have.
Yeah, she maybe gave you like another 10.
We can say that we did give you some going ashore money if you would like.
Only if Karu would have thought to ask for it.
Yes.
I feel like this is
I
the
don't
kind
know
of
if he
shit
would have.
that doesn't pay you unless you ask.
Yeah, you do. You definitely have to ask Sorn if you want some going out cash.
Yeah, I'm probably that meme of that kid of like, you guys get paid? Like, he's just... money is not like a thing he thinks too much of. So yeah, I had 10 gold and then Yagra gave me
you definitely
another 10.
You weren't probably paid at your last job.
Yeah, probably not. No, it was seen as my job.
Room and board.
Yeah.
Room and board provided.
Yeah, the payment is that you continue to exist. So yeah, money was never really discussed.
So you and Loam out on the town. What kind of you had? Doing a lot of parkour, and what is a notable? Actually, and you're out drinking. I actually have a carousing table here.
Ooh.
Can you roll a D100 for me, please?
This is so exciting.
I'm gonna roll it. I'm not gonna use D&D Beyond because it doesn't seem to do it sometimes. Is it / or /? And
it's whatever the question mark one is.
/.
Ah.
86.
86.
You get kicked out.
Well, that's going to happen.
Isn't that the worst number?
You got 86. Yeah.
Yeah, you just get thrown out.
Okay. You and Loam wake up on the edge of a field. You're wearing a heavy full body suit made from the skin of a bear. And from the sound of things, the annual Town Watch vs. Paladin's Order tackle ball game is about to start.
Like in the field that we're in?
Yes. And I'm assuming Loam is like dressed up in a full body outfit like a sheep. An animal she's never seen before. And so as you come to in the morning, head pounding, you hear the sound of a whistle, and then groups of people. There's a family of, this is from the chat, there's a family of deer, and the mama deer covers the baby deer's eyes with her hooves at this display of debauchery that you and Loam have gotten up to. So you wake up with a killer hangover and have to make your way out from this this field of Town Watch versus Paladin Order. We're trying to have just a healthy game of kickball, and you've woken up in the middle of the field.
And I'm trying to join in as badly as I can. I'm in a bear. I'm wearing a bear.
Yeah, so a bear suit, but then like your tentacles stick out from the sides, so it's some sort of unholy horror.
It's horrific because it's like the tentacles are probably coming out like the neck of the suit, like around the bear's head. And Karu is just like, what are the rules? And he's just barreling through
but
this
all they
game.
hear is
and then it's just eldritch monster just running at them. And then he doesn't really know what a bear is, and he doesn't know what a sheep is. So when he sees Loam, he's just like, what the fuck's wrong with that horse? Like he has no idea.
Yes.
What he's looking at when he looks at his hands, and what he's looking at when he looks at like his drinking partner.
I imagine you've seen like on the islands they would have pigs only because they have a small pig in Moana.
Yeah, so maybe it's like, what the fuck is wrong with that pig?
That's a very hairy pig. That's a very fluffy pig.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. Love it.
Yeah,
cool.
I say he joins in with the game and as best as he can. Yeah.
There's a lot of running back and forth. You seem to gather that they're trying to get some kind of egg-like object from each other and sort of get it around somewhere. So I'm sure there's a moment where Karu like grabs it with the tentacles and runs around with it.
Yeah, holding it above his head, just going from one direction. Yeah. Maybe he pegs it at them. Like he thinks you're supposed to, like he just assumes everything is fighting. Yeah. So he just, once he gets the ball, he just pegs it at the nearest.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Cool. All right. Well, I think we'll start wrapping it up there. As we hit sort of 9:30, we've been going for a solid 3 hours, and we have lost our fearless leader. But before we wrap up, is there anything you wanted to buy from Fantasy Bunnings, or any? Because I kind of want to wrap up the shopping on this session, so that next session can be on the boat going out to the new world.
I would actually like to ask the guy at Fantasy Bunnings and present my receipt and ask how much he would give me in credit for my book.
When you come in, he points to a sign that says all items are sold as is and signed by as is. And then he says you'll have to speak with our returns department, and you enter a room where there is a giant djinn, sort of an air elemental genie named Aziz, and he tells you that there are no refunds and that every purchase is final.
I'm not trying to return, I'm trying to resell.
Oh, I see. And he takes a look at your receipt. And he says, well, I mean, one of the pages has been torn out. A couple of the pages have been torn out, actually. It's really not in the condition we sold it to you in. But look, you're a regular member. Wait, do you have a membership card?
I don't have a membership card, but you should know in the way that this tome
member.
works, it will reset tomorrow morning.
Not a member. Oh, not a member. Okay, yeah, let's look at our not a member rates. Have you considered becoming a member?
Oh, I absolutely have considered becoming a member.
Well, that's good. But you're not one now.
But I could be one.
Yes. Yeah. But you're not one now.
But I could definitely be one once this sale goes through, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, but like when this return goes through, you'd be not. I'd have to put it in the system as not a member. So
but what happens if the membership price comes through with the return?
Well, then you would have. I mean, if you go get this isn't the membership department. This is the refund department. You go get a membership, come back. I can give you the membership rate.
What's the membership rate as opposed to the non-membership rate?
I can't even put it in the system without your membership number.
All right. Well, I'm going to go back and speak to your mate out there because look, I'll be back. I'll be back. I'm going to go out to the other guy. So that guy's impossible, man.
Oh, as is? Yeah. Oh, look, he's just doing his job. But look,
I get it.
I am Garfield, the deals warlock. Are you here to make a deal? I mean, if you don't want to deal with as is, deal with me.
Hey, I like dealing with you. You were fun last time. Like, you were great.
So what are you after, my friend? So you've got that book we sold you last time. Must be going great. Sounds really
good. It's going fantastic. I'm wondering how much store credit I can get for the thing.
Looking for more books, are we?
Well, potentially. Potentially. What books have we got currently?
I mean, I think we might be out of books.
I bought your only book. Now you're trying to sell me more books. You don't have any books. What's going on? I thought we were here for some books.
Look, I'll be honest. The DM didn't really update the list of stuff since last week. I kind of thought the shopping was done and forgot that there has been an entire mid-arc of
Just in a minute.
Yeah, there's been some stuff that's happened.
Yes.
I'm not sure if you've noticed that one of the items is called the Quartz of Procrastination. And I'm currently in possession of that item. And I'll get around to writing what it does eventually. So there's been a lot of that going around at Fantasy Bunnings this week. We've had a lot of we've had a lot of sausage sizzles. I was just wondering though. How much store credit could I get for this book if I were to do the honor of bequeathing it back to the store for the next person? Yeah. Well, look, I could tell. Well, what it does is say. As is said a lot of things. We left it as is, you know? Yeah, left it with as is. Yeah. Okay. He was trying to give me money. I was under the understanding that I could only get store credit here. So that's why I came to you. We'll tell you what. If Aziz ain't helping you out, yes, it is, Marcus. But it's Fantasy Bunnings TM. Totally new system, totally different. We have sausage sizzles, okay. Fantasy Costco does not have sausage sizzles. They do have $1 hot dogs. They have $1 hot dogs. But we have, we get onion with a large Pepsi top of the sausage, mate. So don't even this is true. Worry about it. This is true. Look, he says, Sorn. Can I call you Sorn? Yeah, absolutely. I can maybe give you a bit of a better rate than as is. We'll cut some of the red tape. We'll get you some store credit. You can leave here today with maybe something else. But I'm a bit of a deals warlock. You know what just gets me going in the morning? A good deal. Good deal. Yes, I get it. How about I put this through off the books, I reckon I could probably swing you, let's say, $3,000 worth of store credit. You throw in the book. You throw in a favor. How big of a favor are we talking? Mate, just like, you just say like, oh yeah, I'll give you a hand one time. Throw in a favor on your name.
Ooh.
I mean, it's me. It's Garfield. It's Garfield.
Yeah,
right?
true. You are Garfield.
I work behind a
definitely
counter. How much trouble do I get up to? Not much.
No, I mean, you could probably get me into a lot of trouble.
It'd
though.
probably end up having you stacking shelves. In all honesty,
Mm.
I'm not saying it is that, but it probably is most likely going to be that.
That is calling for an insight check.
Yeah, look. Sorn's definitely going to insight. No, he's not going to. It's Garfield. Garfield's a legend. He had a great time with this guy last time.
Have I ever steered you wrong, mate?
I mean, yeah. Well, that's a story for another time.
How much stuff did you walk away from here last time? Probably saved your life 10 times over. You probably owe me a favor already, and all I'm asking for is one.
I don't know. How about this? Give you the book.
Right?
Yeah.
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 I'm with you so far. I'm liking this deal.
All right. You get the book. You get a favor from old Sorny boy here, right?
Yeah.
Favor. That you can call on with any time within reason. Like if I'm busy, if boots are knocking, I come a knocking. You know.
Right. If there's a sock on the door, no favor.
Exactly.
I mean,
yeah.
My favor's probably not going to be immediately timely. I don't want to get you out of bed for this one. You know what I mean?
All right. Yeah. All right. I'll give you these scrolls. All right. I got a scroll of Ray of Enfeeblement and Scorching Ray. I'll give you those as well. But my favors, they're worth a bit. They're worth a fair bit. Like I can do a lot.
He looks around. So's an off the books refund, buddy. I mean,
yeah, I know, but I can do a lot for you, especially with the contacts I got.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah. But you give me that living loot satchel back there, that puppy bag, and we'll call it done.
That does make it a lot easier because then I don't need to like have credit on your account because you don't even have an account with us.
Exactly. There's no way that no one will ever be the wiser.
Give me a persuasion check.
All right, let's do this persuasion check. Come on, baby.
Oh, this is the thing you guys were talking about last week, right? Oh,
23.
Shit, yes.
He says, all right. You give me the book on your word as an honest drow, a favor from Sorn. And he starts writing it down. He's like, I just got to make sure I get all this, okay? So,
Sorn will write down transcribe everything and hand it to him on a piece of paper.
Perfect. Yeah. So these two scrolls, Raven Enfeeblement, the Book of Spells, formerly owned by Fantasy Costco. Slight foxing on the corners. And in return for the living loot satchel. Cool. All right. He looks at it. You hand him the transcript of that deal. And can I get you to write that to me, Dylan, just so I have it written down by you?
Yep. All right. Let's send it to you in Discord.
Yeah. Perfect.
Book of shitty spells.
Sure.
Yama is really interested in the alchemist ring of this list.
Yep.
Dawn, does the ship have any more money?
We can figure something out, but we gotta make it work. You gotta be real shrewd with this guy. He really enjoys when you make a deal. You can't just buy it at that list price.
Oh, really?
And I look at him and I'm like, am I right or am I right?
Mate,
loves a deal.
They don't even pay me to be here, honestly. I get up every morning just smelling those deals, just yes, deal time.
There you go. I
skip meal time. I go straight to deal time.
I don't think I have anything that I can offer you other than some fine tea from a.
What was this ring?
Oh, it's the alchemist ring.
And how much
When the
was
wearer of
this?
this ring imbibes a healing potion, they receive an additional 1d6.
Oh, yeah, we can. All right,
Hey,
all right, Yama. All right, Yama. I reckon this ring's this is right up your alley.
100%.
He says, Garfield says, look, I mean, if you can't afford it, you know, we can knock a little bit off the price. How much you got?
No, I have 99 gold pieces.
99 gold pieces. Oh,
But
I'm going to catch a hiding taking a deal like that. But
I'll
tell you what, you give me 3 drops of blood
Mm.
and that 99 gold.
What are you gonna do with my blood?
What are you going to do with that gold?
Sorn's just in the background, like, I don't know what he does with the blood. I have no idea.
Can I like insight check on the blood situation?
Sure.
All right.
Fine, give a bit of blood. It's only 3 drops. It's
I
nothing.
just rolled intimidation. My bad. Damn, I'll take the 19.
We do
No,
have
I'm
inspirations if you want to burn one.
No, I don't think blood's. I don't know.
I mean, he just seems like a bit of a weirdo. You know, Sorn is also into some weird shit. Maybe this is a warlock thing.
Yeah, Sorn does like blood.
Why don't you roll an Arcana check then?
Because Sorn's just here for the deals. Like, he's not trying to figure anything out. Like, he loves this guy.
Sorn's not a deals warlock yet, but he's thinking of multi-class.
Sorn absolutely fucking loves this dude. Sorn's like, this guy just wakes up and pisses excellence. Just loves him.
Well, you know, Yama doesn't really understand. He's shed a lot of blood. He thinks that shit's free. He can he gets more every day when he wakes up strong man. So yeah. He'll give you 3 drops of his blood.
And 99 gold.
And 99 gold, apologies. So he just I guess he's kind of thinking this is a little bit precious, so he does just a little bit nick himself rather than just gashing himself.
Yeah. And Garfield pulls out sort of a small glass vial and just has you kind of squeeze your hand until 3 drops fall in it, and he puts a little stopper on it. And he gets out a little crystal, like a diamond pen, and just engraves it with Yama the mountain, and then you see him sort of drop some wax over the cork and the glass to kind of seal it all in. He's like, all right, and he takes the 99 gold and slides you a alchemist ring.
Amazing. We'll see what comes of this. I'm excited.
Karu,
Thank you, sir.
Is there anything that caught your eye? I mean, you still don't have any money. You do have a bear suit, I guess.
Yeah, like maybe he just like walks up with the bear suit. He's like, can I get something for this? Like, do you want this? Can I have something for it?
I mean, it's probably good at children's parties. I would give you 50 silver.
Sure. Is that good? I have no idea.
That's a great deal. Love it.
Try giving him your blood.
I kind of wanted an item. My blood is precious. I kind of wanted a thing. You got a thing? These coins don't mean a lot to me, but a thing would be fun.
Now, I may be wrong, but you're a purveyor of violence, and a purveyor of violence, particularly in a water setting. Am I right, or am I right? I don't want to judge.
Yeah, I'm pretty good underwater.
Well, I see you've got a sword. Swords are shit underwater. You don't want swords underwater. You want...
Swords may be shit underwater for you, but buddy, they're pretty good for me.
Well, what we have here is the Brittany Spear, okay? Works underwater. This is a famous toxic +1 spear from the famed hero Justin of the Timberlake. Okay? He named it after his lady love, a princess of pop. And you could use this bad boy underwater without any disadvantages whatsoever. Thrusting weapons are just so much better underwater than any. I see you've got swords. I see you've got books. None of that shit's good underwater. This thing, boom. Stab a fish. Stab an octopus. Stab a crab. And then inject poison in.
Why would I stab a crab? What's wrong with you?
Well,
He likes to kill things, I think. He's
Okay, fine. Yeah, all right. So wait, so it's a spear.
it's a spear.
Yeah, all right. Cool.
It's a
That's
magic
a thing.
spear.
It
Comes in this denim carrying case.
You
It's got
talk to me like
rhinestones
I know
on
what
it.
that is.
All right, what else we got? I see. Look, I don't want to make judgments about who you are and where you've come from, but
I feel like you already have, man. So it's fine.
I feel a bit, blood magic might be your thing. I'm not going to scare you off if I say the words blood magic. Yeah,
I
that's
didn't
what
hear
I
that
thought.
last bit. Sorry. I didn't hear that last bit.
I don't think I'm going to scare you off if I say the words blood magic.
No, man. I mean, and he gestures. Like something I never described was Karu gestures at all the cuts he's got, like on his shoulders, because his shoulders are actually pretty bare, and all the cuts. And he's like, "You think other people dealt these to me? No, this is part of what I do."
Yeah, no one else would land those kind of hits.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get you. We have these braces of blood magic. You put these bad boys on. They got see inside these little barbs. They dig into your flesh. That part kind of sucks. But the blood that they draw from you empowers you to deal so much more damage.
Yeah. Like you say, so for the bear suit.
Oh no, not for the bear suit. These are 3,500 gold. I'm willing to give you effectively 5 gold for the really cool bear suit that looks like it's seen its day on a football field.
Yeah, no, you're very observant. Yeah,
It's part of being
Hopefully
a Deals Warlock. You kind of have to know.
Yeah.
You have to, if you know, you know.
yeah. Look, I don't have gold except what you just gave me, pretty much. So look, it's fine. My blood magic is actually pretty good on its own. Maybe I'll come back if I want some sort of mild buffer to my already powerful power.
I mean, we also have this, and he holds up a small necklace. That on the end of it contains a vial with a grey piece of spongy flesh suspended in a strange fluid.
Ugh. Okay.
And as you look a little bit closer, it's actually a tiny brain. And he kind of hands it to you to look at, and you hold it, and you can start hearing sort of unintelligible whispers on the edge of thought. And he says, if you're holding something like this, you can get the brain to concentrate on a spell for you, so you don't have to. Do be warned, though, it can send you insane if you're not mentally prepared.
So you giving me this?
No. This is. Well, I just figured 3,000 was too much for you. This is only 1,500.
How much is it, sorry?
1,500 gold. I also don't actually. Metagaming, I don't know if you have any concentration spells, so it's probably maybe not.
No, I don't have any. I don't cast any spells. I just like. But I'm loving this. Like, I'm just loving this back and forth of Karu being like, "Oh, okay, so you're giving me this." It's like, no, like
this hat, fine hat, 1,200 gold pieces. That's a steal, by the way, because this hat means birds magically will refuse to shit on you. It also can summon 1d20 spectral birds per day.
I feel like that's more of a thing for any gestures to Sorn.
That idiot doesn't try to shit on me. He knows he would die.
Anymore?
Didn't he literally do it? Didn't he? Okay, cool. So you're giving me this?
Well,
like,
for the right price. I mean, if you have the money. If you have the money, Khajiit has the wares.
Mate, I don't know what this money business is. I have what you just gave me for the very good bear suit that has definitely gone through a football match.
Okay, so here's your 5 gold for the bear suit.
Thank you.
Let me know if you're here. Like, look, it sounds like, I came in here expecting deals, and what I'm getting is a lot of, I would like something for nothing. That's not really a deal. So, I was excited moments ago, but now it's like, what are we doing? You know what I mean?
I'm having fun. I'm enjoying this conversation with you. You're very charismatic. I'm enjoying your observations. You're doing really well with what you're suggesting to me. I'm sorry if you thought you could get a deal out of me. This is my first ever experience in a shop. You call this a shop?
That's right.
Yeah,
yes.
This is first experience. Wild. Love
This is a magnificent horde of wares. Like Sorn is just so stoked at this place.
Actually, he does say, Sorn, we do have a book. I found this book is the Tome of Summoning Cat.
I don't like cats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this book, every time you attempt to read this book, a cat will appear from nowhere and lounge or nap on top of the book, so you can't read it.
I'm more of a snake kind of guy.
Did you write that based off what you hear of me telling Katsuo
Pretty much.
every fucking time we play a game? Yeah, great.
Okay.
But Sorn will say before we leave, we've managed to leave our other fine feathered friend apart again. The last time that I came here, I didn't bring him. This time we've come here without him. We've left him on the ship. I will buy a Fantasy Costco membership just so I can bring him back when.
So that's Fantasy Costco membership is 500 gold per year. But when in a town or another suitable location, you can sing the Fantasy Bunnings theme song and forfeit 20 gold to summon an entrance to Fantasy Bunnings, and also provides discounts on weekend sausage sizzles and members only sales.
Yes, I will buy that. Would that work on our ship as long as we are stationary?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
As long as you're like anchored.
Okay. All right. Well, I've marked off the 500 gold.
Yeah, I
Add that.
think
do my
Cait's
notes.
right. Marcus
Yeah.
got auto modded, timed out for being too excited about the cat book. Just spoke in all caps and got banned.
It's so up his alley.
Cool.
Dope.
All right. So to summarize, we offloaded the book. Got a living loot satchel, which, if we remember, is a so you get the book and you also get like a little chest. You get a chest as well, almost like a dog crate, but like a sea chest. The inside of the satchel is its innards are connected to this chest, which it will periodically transfer any wealth you put into it into the chest when you put it within your ship. And as an action, you can transfer any amount of your franchise funds back to your satchel with a successful DC 15 sleight of hand check. And yeah, it looks like I had a picture of it.
In the description it says that depending on which class, it looks different as well.
Based on Ac Inc.
Yeah, so I'm going with the sorcerer's living loot satchel.
Cool.
Where is it? It is a battered leather satchel, prone to spitting out multicolored sparks at the seams.
Yeah, perfect. And that is from the Acquisitions Incorporated book.
But now we have technically a bag of holding.
Let me chuck a picture of this one into. I'll chuck it into the Discord. For everyone who wants to see it.
So cute.
It is very cute, and its tongue is like the belt. Its eyes are the little buckles.
Huh.
But like,
But he
imagine
also-
that, I guess, more in a satchel form. With
He tries to bite you as well.
yeah, if you get a little bit too close, it tries to bite you and suck the rings off your fingers and stuff like that. Until Sorn has to like pat it and calm it down.
Yeah, it's my pet. It is my pet. That also
so
holds
cute.
all of our funds now. So, yeah. When I get back to the ship, I will start sorting things out of our ship's coffer into our new bag of holding pet. And I want to call him.
Randall.
I was going to go with Gerald.
Gerald.
Gerald with a G.
Cool.
Like Geralt, but with a D at the end instead.
Yeah. Cool.
Gerald.
Right, write it down. You've got a living loot satchel. You are a rank. I would say you're definitely a rank 2 quartermaster now with the way you've been handing out and securing all the money. So this thing will definitely listen to you. It's not like a Charizard gonna ignore you till you have all the right badges. You are a strong enough Pokemon trainer.
Name is. I'll put it in the Twitch.
All right. Well, I think that's a really good place to wrap up. I guess I'll chat with Pauly/Timmy about if he wants to use the Fantasy Goshapon token that he received on him for himself, or knowing Timmy, he might actually palm it off to one of you guys, seeing as he also just got a funny captain hat. But we'll do that offline and then report back next week on what the outcome was.
Oh yeah.
And then next week, we'll hopefully be on the high seas heading out west to the New World. The party has a bunch of Rothe in their ship's hold ready to deliver to the Emerald Trading Company. And I also have some super volunteers that I'll try and get in contact with this week about running the other factions and getting their turns done, and the sort of diplomacy stuff side of things. Because you players won't be able to appeal to DM Daddy on, oh, I want this faction to like me. It will be purely someone else that will be running those factions from a role play and politics point of view.
So it'll be, oh, Marcus, we want this faction to like us.
Right.
Don't let me know who runs the factions, because those people will be getting an influx of free drinks when we go out. Yeah.
Just
Ply them with alcohol.
Picklebacks for everyone.
It also means that if you aren't swayed by Sorn's money laundering and bribery techniques, and you want to murder him, there are still, I think, 2 factions left who don't have leaders. So get in touch with me via the Discord, and we'll put you in charge of them, just so we can see you put the screws on Sorn. That'd be great.
I could potentially reach out to our new friend Bunny.
Oh yeah, I do.
And ask him.
I do have Barney as also one of the pirate captains, but if he's interested in running a faction, obviously that's great too. Just because he gifted subs, I put the Captain Bunbury. His ship name is the Sluggy Freelance, and the flag is a mimic chest, like a chest with a big tongue and teeth. There's like this.
Oh, he's gonna love that.
Yeah. So let him know that he has been because he gave away.
I did let him know. I'll be speaking to him straight after this game.
Yeah, perfect. Cool. All right. Anything else from you, Dill, before we wrap up?
Absolutely nothing this week. Thank you, DM Daddy. Great session as always.
Katie?
All good.
Yep. All good.
All good. I know we've only got like 1 or 2 more weeks with you before you disappear, so we'll work out. Just 1 week. 1 more week. All right.
Yep.
We'll work.
My God.
I'll work out an in-universe reason of why your character disappears. I think we probably already have a good idea of what that'll be as we arrive in the new world, and you'll be interacting with people you know and or fear. And then and Cait, anything for you before we go?
Nothing for me.
And I'm sure Timmy sends us all his love, and I want to give
a
lot of love to obviously Marcus and Fireworks in the chat, and I think I saw Niall in there as well, and the rest of you guys. So thank you very much for putting up with our nonsense. And Katsu would like to send their love as well. All right. Bye-bye.